Hey everyone, I made this group chat for our media studies final project. Professor Wilson seemed impressed with our Adventure Time proposal.
Nice work getting us approved, Mia. I'm already rewatching every Ice King episode for research.
This is going to be so much fun. I've been sketching some visual aids for our presentation.
Definitely beats doing another boring essay.
So, I think we should divide up the research responsibilities. That way we can cover more ground before our first project meeting.
Makes sense to me.
I'm in.
Sure, what did you have in mind?
Jaden, since you're the biggest Adventure Time fan, can you handle the show's lore, especially focusing on the Ice King's character development throughout the series?
Hell yes! I've been waiting for an excuse to do a complete series rewatch. The Ice King arc is literally one of the most fascinating character studies in modern animation.
Someone's excited, LOL.
You have no idea. Did you know the Ice King was originally just a one-dimensional villain? But then they gradually revealed his tragic backstory as Simon Petrikov, a normal archaeologist who found this magical crown that slowly drove him insane. It's actually pretty dark for a kid's show.
Perfect. That's exactly the kind of analysis we need. Zoe, would you be okay handling the visual elements, like analyzing the animation style, character design changes, and maybe creating some visual aids?
Absolutely. I'll analyze how his design evolved as they revealed more of his backstory, and how they use color and animation techniques to convey his mental state. Plus, I can make some killer presentation slides.
That would be amazing.
Let me guess, I'm stuck with the boring historical research?
Actually, I was thinking you could research the production history, like interviews with creators. Behind-the-scenes stuff about how they developed the Ice King character.
Oh, that's actually pretty interesting. I bet the university library has some animation archives I could check out. Their media studies section is surprisingly good.
Perfect. And I'll handle the cultural impact angle. How fans responded to the character, merchandise, etc. Plus putting together our final presentation.
This is going to be so much better than the group that's doing their project on SpongeBob.
Oh my god, did you see their outline? It's literally just, SpongeBob is funny because he's yellow and lives in a pineapple.
To be fair, he is funny because he's yellow and lives in a pineapple.
LMO!
Okay guys, let's focus. I've created a shared folder for us to drop our research. I'm sending the link now. Let's aim to get initial research done by Friday, and we can meet at my place this weekend?
Works for me.
Same here.
I'll head to the library tomorrow after school. The librarian owes me a favor anyway.
Perfect. This project is going to be amazing.
Hey, Mr. Sanders, are you working tomorrow?
Lucas. Yes, I'm on the afternoon shift. Need help with something?
Actually, yes. I'm doing a media studies project on Adventure Time. I need to research animation history and production stuff. Do you guys have anything in the archives that might help?
We do have quite a collection of animation resources. Not sure about Adventure Time specifically, but we have materials on Cartoon Network productions, plus some general animation history that might provide context. When will you be coming in?
Right after school around 3:30?
Perfect. I'll pull some items from the special collections for you. We also received some unmarked boxes from a university donation last month. I haven't had time to catalog everything, but there are some animation-related materials. You're welcome to look through those as well.
That would be awesome. Thanks so much, Mr. Sanders.
Happy to help. See you tomorrow.
Just talked to the librarian. He's hooking me up with some animation archive materials tomorrow. Plus, they apparently have some uncatalogued boxes I can dig through.
Nice. See if they have any early Cartoon Network stuff. Adventure Time was pretty revolutionary when it first aired.
Great initiative, Lucas. Let us know what you find.
I'm already working on some concept sketches for our visual aids.
Wow, Zoe, that looks amazing already.
Seriously impressive.
Damn, raising the bar already. Now I feel pressure to find something cool tomorrow, lol.
No pressure. Just follow the story where it leads you.
Yeah. I'm finding some really interesting stuff about how they developed the Ice King. Did you know his backstory wasn't planned from the beginning? They added the Simon Petrikov identity later.
That's perfect for our thesis about evolving character development. Make sure you note all your sources, everyone. Professor Wilson is a stickler for proper citations.
Will do, boss.
Hey, Lucas. I'm at the reference desk when you arrive. I've got those materials ready for you.
Just got out of class. I'll be there in about 20 minutes. Thanks again for helping me out.
No problem. Always happy to see students using our archives for research. Most kids just use TikTok these days.
At the library now. Mr. Sanders hooked me up with a mountain of animation history books. Plus access to some uncatalogued materials in the back. Wish me luck.
That's awesome. Take good notes.
Good luck.
Find us some good stuff, man.
Mr. Sanders, where exactly are these uncatalogued boxes you mentioned?
In the media archive section, go past the microfilm readers. There's a door marked Staff Only. But I've told Diane you have permission. The boxes are on the metal shelving unit against the back wall. They're labeled University Media Donation 2023.
Got it, thanks. Heading there now. Guys.
What?
What's up?
Did you find something?
You're not going to believe what I just found. I was digging through those uncatalogued boxes in the library archive, and I found this.
What? No way! Is this for real?
I swear I'm not making this up. It was buried in a box of old media materials. Most of the stuff was animation technique guides and old cartoon cells. But this was at the bottom, wrapped in tissue paper.
Wait, is that Simon as in Simon Petrikov, the Ice King's real name?
That's so weird. I literally can't believe this coincidence.
Maybe it's not a coincidence? What if someone made this as fan content?
Doesn't look like fan content to me. The tape looks really old. The handwriting is faded and the label is yellowing.
Does it say anything else?
Just Simon's recordings. That's it. Should I ask Mr. Sanders about it?
Absolutely. Find out where it came from.
This is getting super interesting.
I'm freaking out right now.
Mr. Sanders, I found something interesting in those boxes. A VHS tape labeled Simon's Recordings. Do you know anything about it?
Can't say that I do. Those boxes came in a large donation from the university's Media Studies department. They were cleaning out some old storage rooms and sent us anything that might be useful for our archives. Why the interest in that particular tape?
It's just a weird coincidence. We're studying a character named Simon for our project. I was surprised to find a tape with that name.
Interesting. Well, technically, those materials haven't been processed into our collection yet, so there's no record of them in our system. Would you like to check it out for your research?
Is that allowed?
I can make an exception for my favorite research assistant. Just bring it back when you're done. And if it turns out to be relevant to your project, let me know so I can properly catalog it.
That would be amazing. Thank you so much.
No problem. Let me know if you find anything interesting on it.
Mr. Sanders is letting me borrow the tape. He doesn't know anything about it. It came in a donation from the university's Media Studies department.
This is insane. You have to watch it as soon as possible.
Wait, this actually fits perfectly with our project. We're looking at the evolution of the Ice King / Simon character. Now we can include this weird coincidence as part of our presentation.
Do you have a VHS player at home, Lucas?
My dad keeps one in the garage with all his old home movies. I'm sure he'll let me use it.
This is really exciting. But let's stay focused on our main project first. We still need to prepare our presentation for Friday. Maybe we can watch the tape together this weekend?
I agree with Mia. As curious as I am, let's nail the presentation first. Then we can have a viewing party at Mia's place.
That's probably smart. I'll hold on to the tape until then, but I'm dying to know what's on it.
Same, but Mia's right. Presentation first. Just finished this for our slides.
That's perfect, Zoe. Everyone, make sure your research is in the shared folder by tomorrow night. I'll start putting the presentation together Thursday.
Got it.
Will do!
Hello, I've reviewed your project outline for the Adventure Time character study. I'm impressed with your approach to analyzing the Ice King / Simon Petrikov character evolution. A thesis about how this character represents a new era of depth in children's animation is compelling. Looking forward to your presentation on Friday.
Thank you, Professor Wilson. We're excited to present our findings. We've actually discovered some interesting resources during our research.
Excellent! That's exactly what I like to see. Students going beyond the basic requirements. See you Friday.
Professor Wilson just messaged me. He likes our project approach.
Nice!
Great news.
Sweet! I've finally finished going through all the animation history books. Found some good stuff about how Cartoon Network shifted their approach to character development in the 2010s. Adding it to the shared folder now.
Perfect timing. I'm starting to put the presentation together tomorrow. By the way, have you watched that tape yet, Lucas?
Not yet. I figured we should stick to the plan and watch it together after the presentation. Though it's killing me not to look. The tape is just sitting on my desk staring at me.
Stay strong, man. Only 2 more days until we're free.
I'm so curious about what's on it. What if it's actually related to Adventure Time somehow?
That would be wild, but probably just a weird coincidence.
Either way, it'll be a fun way to celebrate finishing our project. Everyone come to my place Saturday at 2 p.m. We'll watch the tape and I'll order pizza.
Perfect. I'll bring the mysterious tape and my dad's VHS player.
I'll bring drinks.
And I'll bring my extensive Adventure Time knowledge to point out any weird connections.
It's a plan. Now let's focus on crushing this presentation. Crown Theory team assemble.
Can't wait to see what secrets Simon's Recordings holds.
We absolutely crushed that presentation. Professor Wilson's face when you showed those character evolution slides, Zoe.
I know, he looked genuinely impressed.
Did you see how the SpongeBob group was taking notes during our presentation? They know we set the bar way too high for them now.
That part where everyone gasped when I explained the psychological depth of Ice King's character arc. Chef's kiss.
We definitely earned that A. And now, as promised, it's time for our reward. Are we still on for 2 p.m. at my place to watch Lucas's mysterious tape?
Absolutely. I've been curious about this all week.
Can't wait! But actually, my mom needs the car today. Any chance we could do it virtually instead?
That's probably easier anyway. Lucas, did you get a chance to digitize the tape?
Yep, spent all last night I can share my screen on Zoom.
Perfect. Let's do that instead of meeting in person. I'll set up a Zoom call for 2 p.m.
Works for me. I'm bringing snacks to my computer anyway.
Same here. Got my Adventure Time notebook ready to take notes on any parallels.
I've already watched the first few minutes, and guys, it's weird.
Don't spoil it.
Yeah, no spoilers.
I won't. Just preparing you. This isn't what any of us expected.
Now I'm even more intrigued. See everyone online at 2.
Got it.
See you then.
I'll be ready with the footage.
Hey, everything good for the viewing?
Yep. Got the digitized footage ready to share. Just a heads up, the quality is pretty rough in some parts. The tape must be at least 25 years old.
That's fine, as long as we can see what's happening. I'm really curious about this coincidence with the name Simon.
Yeah, about that. I did some quick research on the name. The guy in the video introduces himself as Simon Petrovsky. The Ice King's full name in Adventure Time is Simon Petrikov. That's way too close to be a coincidence.
What? Are you serious right now?
Dead serious. There has to be a connection. Maybe the creators knew about these tapes?
This is wild. Let's not tell the others yet. I want to see their reactions when they hear the name.
Good call. See you in a few minutes.
I'm in the Zoom waiting room.
Same here.
Just let you both in. Lucas should be joining any second.
I'm here. Everyone ready for this?
So ready.
Hit us with the mysterious tape, dude.
All right, sharing my screen now. Can everyone see it?
Yes.
Yep.
It's working.
Here we go.
Whoa. He looks exactly like...
Is this some kind of joke? He looks just like how they draw Simon in the flashbacks.
Lucas, is this for real?
100% real. This is exactly how I found it. Listen to his introduction.
Holy cow, he just said his name is Simon Petrovsky. That's almost exactly the same as Petrikov from the show.
This is unbelievable. It has to be some kind of fan project, right?
The tape looks way too old. And why would someone make this and then just leave it in a library donation box?
Focus on the tapes for now. He's talking about being an antiquarian and acquiring some kind of ancient artifact.
Just like in the show, Simon Petrikov was an antiquarian who found the crown.
Wait until you see what he shows next.
Oh my god, that's a crown. An actual crown with jewels.
This has to be fake. There's no way this is real.
I'm starting to timestamp this footage. First entry appears to be dated March 18th, 1996. He says he purchased the crown from a dock worker in northern Scandinavia. Calls it likely ceremonial, possibly 9th century Norse origin.
Keep watching.
The way he's looking at that crown, it's exactly how they animate Simon's obsession in the show.
This is giving me chills. Real or not, it's extremely creepy.
Timestamp March 25th, 1996. He's trying on the crown for the first time. Says he heard whispers when he put it on.
Just like in the show, the crown whispers to the Ice King.
Wait for the next entry. Look at his skin tone.
Is it just the video quality, or does he look bluer?
It's definitely bluer, and his beard looks longer too.
Timestamp April 4th, 1996. Noticeable physical changes. Skin has bluish tint, hair appears whiter. Speech pattern is becoming erratic. He keeps looking off camera at something.
Now watch this next part closely. There's someone else there.
Is that a woman? She looks worried.
That's Betty. It has to be.
Timestamp April 12th, 1996. Woman identified as Betty appears. She expresses concern about Simon's behavior and appearance. Simon dismisses her concerns. Becomes agitated when she touches the crown.
The way she's looking at him, she's terrified.
It gets worse. The next few entries show a rapid decline.
Timestamp April 20th, 1996. Simon's appearance has dramatically changed. Skin is definitely blue tinted. He admits to episodes where he loses time. Betty appears briefly, trying to convince him to see a doctor.
This is exactly the Ice King's origin story. I can't believe what I'm seeing.
I'm taking screenshots of Betty's appearances. Her expressions tell a whole story. She goes from concerned to frightened to horrified.
And now she's gone in the later recordings. Just disappeared.
Timestamp May 8th, 1996. No sign of Betty in this or subsequent recordings. Simon's appearance now dramatically altered. Hair completely white, skin definitely blue. He's wearing the crown during the entire recording. Repeatedly mentions the voices telling him things.
This is too perfect to be a coincidence. The Adventure Time creators must have seen this footage, but I've read every interview with Pendleton Ward and he never mentions a real Simon.
Maybe he couldn't legally, or maybe this is an elaborate hoax.
Watch the final entry. This is the part that really got to me.
Timestamp June 15th, 1996. Final recording. Simon appears completely transformed, barely recognizable from the first entry. He's speaking directly to the camera now.
He's crying.
Is he asking for forgiveness?
Listen to what he's saying about Betty.
Betty, if you ever find these tapes, I'm sorry. I know you're not coming back. The crown has shown me visions. I see what I become.
This is heartbreaking. Real or not, it's absolutely devastating.
The way he's talking about his visions, it's exactly how the Ice King has memories of his past life.
That's the end of the footage. What do you all think?
I don't even know what to think. The parallels are too numerous to be coincidental. Either this is the most elaborate fan project ever created, or
the Ice King character was based on a real person.
Guys, is it cold in anyone else's room? My hands are freezing suddenly.
Oh my god, I thought it was just me. My room dropped like 10 degrees. My heater is running full blast too.
That's weird. I'm shivering too. Thought it was just the creepy video giving me chills.
Same here. My window isn't even open, but it's suddenly freezing.
This is really strange. Do you guys think... No, that's stupid.
What?
Nothing. Just my imagination running wild.
Wait, I just got a notification. Professor Wilson sent me a message. Hold on.
Ms. Chen, I need to speak with your group at your earliest convenience. There were some concerning elements in your presentation today. Specifically, you mentioned a real-world Simon during the Q&A portion. This reference was not in your outline or proposal. Please arrange for your group to meet me in my office Monday after class.
Professor Wilson, we'd be happy to meet with you. The real-world Simon reference was based on some research material we discovered. Nothing concerning. Just an interesting coincidence we thought worth mentioning.
Where exactly did this research material come from?
From the library's media archives, an unmarked VHS tape that happened to connect to our project topic.
Which library? And who authorized access to the archives?
The public library, sir. Mr. Sanders helped Lucas access some uncatalogued materials for research.
I see. Our meeting on Monday is mandatory. Please bring this tape with you.
Of course. Is there something wrong, Professor?
We'll discuss everything on Monday. Do not share the contents of this tape with anyone else. I should have been informed immediately when you discovered it.
Guys, we might have a problem.
Whoa, why is he so intense about this?
How did he even know about the real Simon thing? I only mentioned it briefly during the Q&A.
This is getting weird. First the tape, then the temperature drop. Now this.
Let's not jump to conclusions. There's probably a simple explanation. Maybe Professor Wilson knows something about these recordings, or maybe he's concerned we're using unverified sources.
Should I bring the original tape on Monday?
Yes, definitely. And let's all meet before class to get our story straight. Not that we've done anything wrong, but
But it seems like we've stumbled onto something strange.
Guys, I just looked up Simon Petrovsky Antiquarian online. 0 results. Same with Betty Petrovsky disappearance 1996. Nothing.
That's weird, right? Someone exhibiting those physical changes would have made the news, and a missing person case would have some record.
maybe we're looking in the wrong places. Or maybe the names are different. Let me try something. Guys, it's still absolutely freezing in my room. The thermostat says 72, but it feels like 50.
Same here. My dad just came in and asked why I have all the windows open, but they're closed.
My fingers are so cold I can barely type. This started right after we watched the tape.
You don't think? No, that's ridiculous.
What's ridiculous?
That somehow watching the tape caused this cold thing, like in horror movies when people watch a cursed video.
Don't even joke about that. Now I'm seriously freaked out.
I'm going to make some hot tea. Let's all meet 30 minutes before class on Monday, outside Professor Wilson's office.
Good plan. Try to stay warm, everyone. And let's not panic. I'm sure there's a logical explanation for all of this.
I hope you're right, because right now I'm seeing my breath in my bedroom, and it's getting colder by the minute.
Same here. This is not normal.
Let's all just try to get some rest. See you all Monday.
Hopefully warmer by then.
Good night, and maybe don't watch any Ice King episodes tonight.
Wasn't planning to. This whole thing just ruined my favorite show.
Alert triggered at 14:36 Eastern Standard Time. Crown Energy signature detected. First reading in 17 years. All units report in.
Online. Present.
Monitoring.
Here, location.
Narrowing coordinates. Initial triangulation points to the northeastern United States. Signature originated from digital medium.
Strength of reading.
Class 3 emanation, not physical manifestation. Appears to be recording playback.
The Petrovsky recordings?
Highly probable. We've had occasional false positives from the Adventure Time broadcasts. But this signature is authentic.
After 17 years of silence. Why now?
Someone found the tapes.
I can investigate digital traffic from the area. Give me 30 minutes.
Proceeding with full activation protocol. Covenant rules apply. Observation only until Crown selects.
If someone found the tapes, we need to intervene. Petrovsky made those recordings as a warning to prevent exactly this situation.
We cannot intervene. The covenant is clear. The Crown must choose.
I concur with 303. Direct intervention is forbidden. We observe, we document, we assist the bearer after selection.
And if the Crown destroys another life, like it did with Petrovsky, like it did with all the others?
The rules exist for a reason. 505. Last unauthorized intervention cost us 3 searchers. The Crown defends itself.
I have something. Digital signature traced to Westlake University area. Signal originated approximately 1400 EST. Multiple viewing instances detected.
Multiple viewers?
4 distinct digital signatures. Video conference. Accessing university records now.
Use caution. Digital footprints can be traced.
Using the standard protocols. Bouncing through 17 proxies. University firewall is embarrassingly simple. Accessing student records. Cross-referencing with surveillance footage timestamps.
Impressive efficiency, 718.
4 students identified. Media studies program. Recently completed presentation on animation history, specifically focused on Adventure Time character development.
The irony is palpable. They have no idea what they've stumbled upon.
Names and details.
Transferring dossiers now. Subject 1, Mia Chen, 21 years old, Media Studies major, 3.9 GPA. Campus address, Oakwood Hall, room 342. Home address, 1842. Maple Drive, apartment 7B. Social media profiles show standard college activity. No indication of awareness regarding Crown significance. Subject 2, Jaden Williams, 22 years old, Media Studies major with animation focus, 3.7 GPA. Extensive knowledge of Adventure Time lore. Campus address, off-campus housing. Home address, 723 Westfield Avenue. Social media shows regular posting about animation history. Several recent searches for Simon Petrovsky. Subject 3, Zoe Rodriguez, 21 years old, Media Studies major with art minor, 3.8 GPA. Campus address, Arts Village, Building C, room 201. Home address, 456 Riverdale Street. Social media shows artistic content. Recently several drawings of Crown imagery. Subject 4, Lucas Patel, 22 years old, Media Studies major with History minor, 3.5 GPA. Campus address, off-campus housing. Home address, 2233 Eastlake Apartments, Unit 512. Note, digital footprint rapidly declining. Multiple accounts gone offline in past 48 hours. Last social media post from 36 hours ago. Feeling cold.
Subject 4. Bears watching. Declining digital presence is consistent with Crown influence.
Which one has possession of the recordings?
Cross-referencing university library records. Lucas Patel checked out materials from special collections. Unprocessed donations box. Librarian authorized temporary loan of uncatalogued materials.
Unbelievable. After all our efforts to secure those tapes, they end up in a donation box?
The Crown has its ways. It wants to be found when it's ready.
Thermal readings from the area?
Accessing NOAA satellite data. Significant temperature anomaly detected. 10-degree drop centered on Eastlake Apartments. Classic Crown manifestation pattern.
It's happening again, just like with Petrovsky. We need to intervene now.
The Covenant forbids it. We must wait until selection is complete.
And let another innocent become what Petrovsky became?
The rules exist for a reason. 505. We observe first. Deploy surveillance, but no contact.
Deploying surveillance drones to all 4 locations. Prioritizing Eastlake Apartments. Local assets activated.
Additional intelligence. Professor James Wilson has requested meeting with students, scheduled for Monday. Wilson has flagged the tape's existence to university administration.
Wilson, the connection runs deeper than we thought.
Elaborate 505.
Wilson was part of the original research team, Nordic Antiquities Division. He was there when Petrovsky first acquired the Crown.
Confirming. James Wilson, PhD, previously affiliated with Northern European Archaeological Society, co-authored paper with Simon Petrovsky in 1995, Ceremonial Artifacts of Norse Ruling Class, Separating Myth from History.
This complicates matters. Wilson may attempt to secure the tapes, or worse, the Crown itself.
If Wilson has knowledge of the Crown's nature, he may attempt to contain the situation.
Or exploit it. We can't assume his intentions are benevolent.
We still cannot directly intervene, but we can prepare contingencies.
Subject 4's digital presence continues to decline. Home internet service shows minimal activity. Cell phone location has not changed in 12 hours. Text message sent to other subjects at 2317. Getting colder. Need blankets.
Thermal imaging shows continued temperature drop, now 15 degrees below ambient temperature. Isolated to Unit 512. Frost patterns forming on windows.
Classic manifestation. The Crown is making its presence known, likely preparing for selection.
We've seen this before. Petrovsky exhibited identical symptoms, before the Crown fully bonded with him.
The pattern is consistent. Temperature anomalies, digital isolation. Next will come behavioral changes.
Faculty emails indicate concern about Lucas Patel. 2 missed classes on Friday. No response to emails or calls. Roommate reported strange behavior to resident advisor.
Phase 2 manifestation. The Crown is exerting influence, even without physical contact.
The recordings themselves carry a trace of the Crown's energy. Petrovsky theorized this in his final journal. The Crown can project itself through its image, through recordings of itself. It's how it finds new bearers.
Surveillance drone has visual on subject. Lucas Patel observed standing at window, staring at campus library for past 47 minutes. No movement.
The other subjects are attempting contact. 26 missed calls to Lucas Patel's phone. 42 unread text messages. They're concerned, planning to visit his apartment tomorrow.
Situation escalating. We need assets in place. place. Prepare for Phase 3 manifestation.
I have assets near campus. Can have eyes on ground within the hour.
Thermal anomaly expanding, now encompassing entire 5th floor. Temperature continuing to drop. Other residents reporting heating malfunction. Building maintenance called.
The influence is growing, just like Cambridge, 1996, just like Oslo, 1978, just like Murmansk, 1952. Always the same pattern.
New development. Professor Wilson has contacted university security, requesting wellness check on Lucas Patel. Stated concerns about psychological episode.
Wilson is moving faster than anticipated. He knows what's happening.
Security dispatch shows unit en route. ETA 15 minutes.
My asset can intercept. Delay them.
Negative. Let them proceed. We need to know how far the manifestation has progressed.
Those security officers are walking into danger. If the crown is in Phase 3,
We need confirmation. The Covenant allows for intervention only in specific circumstances. We need evidence of selection.
Subject 2 and 3 also en route to Eastlake Apartments. Text messages indicate concern for Subject 4, planning to check on Lucas, regardless of his response.
Multiple converging factors. High probability of crown exposure event.
we need to warn them. They have no idea what they're walking into.
The Covenant is clear. We observe until selection is complete.
Prepare extraction team, but hold at perimeter. We need visual confirmation of crown manifestation.
All units acknowledging. Perimeter established. Surveillance active on all approaches.
Activity on Lucas Patel's phone. First in 36 hours. Text message sent to group chat. Found more tapes. Come see.
It's begun. The crown is using him to gather the others.
All units maintain positions. Report any visual confirmation of crown manifestation. If selection is confirmed, extraction protocol will commence. May we be more successful than our predecessors.
For Simon Petrovsky's sake, for all their sakes.
Thermal signature spiking. Temperature now minus 15 degrees Celsius within apartment. Expanding to adjacent units.
Classic Phase 3 manifestation. The crown has chosen.
Is everyone out of Wilson's office now?
Just left. That was uncomfortable.
Understatement of the century. I've never seen a professor that intense before.
Sorry I was late. I had trouble getting out of bed this morning. Still freezing in my apartment.
Lucas, are you feeling okay? You looked really pale in Wilson's office.
I'm fine. Just tired. And cold. So cold.
So what does everyone make of Wilson's explanation?
You mean the whole "this happened before" story? About those students in 2008?
I'm skeptical. If this was just some elaborate hoax from 2008, why did he seem so rattled?
Exactly. And why demand we hand over the tape? Good call on giving him the copy instead of the original, Lucas.
I didn't trust him. Something about his reaction seemed personal, like he recognized Simon.
I noticed that too. When he first saw the screenshot of Simon, he went completely white.
I think we need to organize what we know. I've started a shared document. Everyone add what you found. I emailed the document.
Smart move. I'll add my research on Adventure Time connections.
I've been working on enhancing some frames from the video, especially the ones with Betty in them.
I've been digging into faculty records, looking for any mention of Simon Petrovsky.
Great, let's all update the document with everything we have. Then reconvene here in an hour.
Works for me.
Same.
Okay.
And Lucas, maybe turn your heat up?
It's already at maximum. Maintenance says nothing's wrong with the system, but it's getting colder every day.
Okay, I've reviewed everyone's additions to the document, and I think we need to face the possibility that Simon Petrovsky was real.
The evidence is pretty compelling. Lucas, your faculty records find is huge.
I still can't believe it. An actual professor who disappeared?
I had to dig through archived university bulletins, but there he was, Simon Petrovsky, PhD, visiting professor, Antiquities Department, Evergreen University, 1995.
The university he mentioned in the tapes.
And I found newspaper archives mentioning an academic expedition to northern Scandinavia, January 1996. A team from Evergreen University's Antiquities Department. Simon Petrovsky was listed as the expedition leader.
Exactly when he said he acquired the crown.
The article mentions anything about findings?
Not specifically. Just that they were researching Norse ceremonial artifacts. But here's where it gets interesting. There's a follow-up article from March 1996 about the expedition returning. Mentions that expedition leader Dr. Petrovsky remained in Europe to pursue additional research leads, but there's no record of him ever returning.
Right when the tapes start showing his transformation. What I found about Adventure Time is equally weird. I dug through early development documents that leaked online years ago. In the earliest character sketches, the Ice King was called the Iceman, and there's a production note that says, based on real cursed archaeologist story, need legal clearance.
Holy crap.
That can't be a coincidence. The show's creator knew about Simon Petrovsky.
But here's the weird part. That note doesn't appear in any official production materials. It's only in this leaked early draft. Every official account claims the Ice King was purely fictional.
Like someone wanted to erase the connection. What about your image enhancement, Zoe?
That's where this gets even creepier. I managed to clean up Betty's face from the video, then ran it through a facial recognition search. This is Betty from the tape, and this is what I found. Elizabeth Groff, reported missing March 1996. Last seen in Cambridge, Massachusetts, which is where Evergreen University is located.
Elizabeth Dial's Betty. The timeline matches perfectly.
This is beyond creepy now. We're talking about real people who disappeared, and some kind of cover-up.
But why would anyone cover this up? A professor turning blue and his fiancée disappearing? That would be major news.
Unless they didn't want people knowing about the crown. What if it's real? What if the crown actually did something to him?
Lucas, you can't seriously think a magical crown turned him into the Ice King. That's a cartoon.
Then explain why my apartment is literally freezing. That's inside my apartment, with the heat running full blast, and it started right after we watched the tape.
My phone's been acting weird too. The weather app keeps saying it's minus 15 degrees outside, even though it's clearly 70 and sunny.
Same. My phone shows sub-zero temperatures and keeps crashing whenever I open the gallery with those screenshots.
This is getting seriously strange. I just checked my phone's temperature indicator, and it's never done this before.
It's the crown. I know how that sounds. But what if the cartoon is based on reality? What if there really is a cursed crown that can control ice and snow?
If that were true, wouldn't there be other stories about it? Other accounts throughout history?
Actually, I found something else. An academic paper by Dr. Eleanor Mason from Northern State University. She specializes in folklore around cursed objects.
Does she mention Simon specifically?
No, but she describes Nordic legends about a crown that grants ice powers but corrupts the wearer. And she theorizes that several unexplained disappearances of academics in the Arctic region could be connected, including an expedition in 1952, another in 1978, and a third in 1996.
The year Simon disappeared.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but should we contact this doctor? Mason?
I think we have to. This is beyond us now, and Professor Wilson is clearly not going to help. He seemed more interested in burying everything.
I agree. We need expert help, because whatever this is, it's affecting us now, and it's getting worse.
I'll email Dr. Mason right now. Do we tell her everything? About the tape, the temperature changes, everything?
I think we have to. If she studied this, she might know what's happening.
And what to do about it.
Tell her it's urgent. I don't know how much longer I can stand this cold.
Dear Dr. Mason, my name is Mia Chen, a student at Westlake University. My friends and I recently discovered something related to your research on Arctic crown mythology. We found a VHS tape showing a man named Simon Petrovsky documenting his acquisition of a Nordic crown in 1996. The tape shows his physical transformation: blue skin, white hair, and decreasing mental stability. Since watching this tape, we've experienced strange phenomena, particularly extreme cold temperatures that can't be explained. Our devices show impossible sub-zero readings, and one friend's apartment is physically freezing despite heating. We believe this connects to your research and would greatly appreciate any insights or assistance you can provide. This is increasingly concerning to us. Thank you for your time, Mia Chen. Message sent to Dr. Mason.
Do you think she'll respond?
I hope so, because I just tried to open the video file again to check something, and this happened.
Zoe, shut down your computer now. The same thing happened to mine yesterday. Then it stopped working completely.
What the hell is going on?
Shutting down now. This is terrifying.
Everyone, just stay calm. Let's wait to hear from Dr. Mason before we panic. There has to be a rational explanation for all of this.
I'm not so sure anymore. I keep hearing voices, whispering, just like Simon described in the video.
Lucas? You need to see a doctor. This could be hypothermia affecting your brain. Auditory hallucinations are a symptom.
I agree with Jaden. Please go to the hospital, Lucas.
They can't help me. No one can, except maybe...
Lucas, maybe what?
The crown. I think I know where it is. The voices are showing me.
Lucas, you're scaring us. Where are you right now?
My apartment, but I need to go soon to find it before someone else does.
Lucas, stay where you are. We're coming over.
I'm coming too. Don't leave your apartment, Lucas.
Too late. I found more tapes hidden in the library. You need to see them. Come to my place. I'll show you everything.
Wait, how did you find more tapes? When did you go back to the library? Lucas? Lucas?
He's not responding to texts.
I'm really worried.
Should we call campus security after what Professor Wilson said? I'm not sure if they'll take us seriously.
Let's go to his apartment first. If he's not there or something seems wrong, then we call security.
Agreed. I can be there in 20 minutes.
I'll meet you there.
I'm on my way too, and I'll bring a space heater. Sounds like he needs it. Wait, Dr. Mason just replied?
Ms. Chen, your message is deeply concerning. The symptoms you describe match historical accounts of crown exposure. Do not attempt to locate the crown. Do not encourage your friend who is experiencing cold phenomena to seek it. The artifact uses temperature manipulation as a beacon. If your friend is experiencing voices, he is already in grave danger. I am currently in Boston and can be at your campus by tomorrow morning. Until then, stay away from your friend. The transformation process is highly unpredictable and potentially dangerous to bystanders. Send me your friend's address immediately. I will contact local specialists who can help contain the situation.
Dr. Mason, Thank you for your quick response. My friend Lucas Patel lives at 2233 East Lake Apartments, Unit 512. We're actually on our way there now. He just told us he found more tapes and wants us to come see them. Should we still go?
Number 11. Under no circumstances should you go there. This is exactly how the Crown operates. It isolates the primary subject, then lures in others. I'm calling my contacts now. Stay away from that apartment. I repeat, do not go there.
Everyone stop! Dr. Mason says we shouldn't go to Lucas's apartment. She says it's dangerous.
Holy cow. She's talking about this like it's real, like the Crown actually has powers.
I'm already at Lucas's building. The whole place is freezing. People are evacuating because of a heating system failure. Should I leave?
Yes, get out of there, Zoe. Dr. Mason is contacting specialists to help Lucas. She'll be here tomorrow.
Okay, I'm heading back down, but I'm worried about Lucas. What if he needs help now?
I'm 2 blocks away. Should I turn around too?
Yes, Jaden. Dr. Mason was very clear. We need to stay away from Lucas for now.
Okay. Heading back. Meeting point at the campus coffee shop?
Perfect. Zoe, can you meet us there?
On my way. Just got outside and, guys, it's snowing. Only around this building. Nowhere else.
This is impossible. It's 70 degrees today.
Zoe, get out of there now. Meet us at the coffee shop. Dr. Mason says the Crown uses cold as a beacon. We need to stay away until help arrives.
Coming now. But I just saw Lucas at his window. His skin looked blue. Actually blue. And his hair was white. Just like in the tape. Just like Simon.
Dr. Mason wants to video chat with us in an hour. She says it's urgent, and she sent some very specific instructions.
What kind of instructions?
Is this about Lucas?
Yes, and more. She wants us to do something before we connect to the call.
Salt circles around our devices? Is she serious?
This feels so messed up. But after what I saw at Lucas's apartment building, I'm willing to try anything.
Same. I've already put salt around my laptop. I feel ridiculous, but whatever.
Heading to the kitchen to get salt now. Never thought my media studies project would involve protection rituals.
Has anyone heard from Lucas since yesterday?
I've been texting him all morning. No response until about 20 minutes ago. Lucas, you there?
I'm here. Sorry for disappearing yesterday. Had to leave my apartment. The temperature dropped to 40 degrees. Even with the heating system at maximum, my breath was visible inside my bedroom. The building manager claimed nothing was wrong with the heating system, so I checked into a hotel last night.
Is it better there?
Not really. The cold followed me. I've got 3 blankets on the bed, and I'm still shivering.
Lucas, Dr. Mason is going to video chat with us. Can you join?
My laptop is completely dead. Froze solid, then wouldn't turn on. I'll try to join from my phone, but the battery keeps draining incredibly fast, even when plugged in.
Dr. Mason specifically mentioned you, Lucas. She's concerned about your symptoms. She asked if you felt any urges.
Urges? Like what?
To find the Crown.
All the time now. The voices keep getting louder. They're telling me where to look, but I'm fighting it. I haven't left the hotel room.
That's good, man. Just stay put until Dr. Mason can help.
I've put salt around my phone and laptop.
Here's the link for the video call. Everyone join in 10 minutes. Don't forget the salt circles.
Ready.
We'll be there.
I'll try. If my phone cooperates.
Is everyone processing what Dr. Mason just told us?
I'm still in shock.
This can't be real.
It's real. I can feel it. The cold is getting worse.
Let me summarize what we learned. For clarity and for Lucas, since his connection kept dropping, Dr. Mason has been researching the Petrovsky incident for years. She confirmed Simon Petrovsky was real, and the crown matches Norse descriptions of a winter king's coronet. According to legend, it grants the wearer ice manipulation powers and extended life, but it also corrupts them, changing their appearance and eventually their personality.
She said Simon wasn't the first victim. The Crown has been cycling through bearers for centuries.
And it's apparently sentient in some way. It chooses its next bearer, using cold as a beacon and recordings as a lure.
Dr. Mason believes watching those tapes exposed us all to the Crown's influence. But Lucas was affected most strongly because he was the one who found the tape. The Crown recognized him as a potential new bearer.
Lucky me.
And she said the frost patterns we're seeing are a manifestation of the Crown's power. It's reaching out, trying to complete the bond with Lucas.
What about those specialists she mentioned? The ones coming to help?
The Crown Seekers. Apparently, there's an entire organization dedicated to tracking and containing the Crown. They've been doing this for decades. Dr. Mason says they have experience helping people resist the Crown's influence.
But she also said no one has ever completely broken free once the physical changes begin. The best outcome is containment, keeping the bearer isolated so they can't hurt others, like Simon was trying to do with his tapes, warning people away.
We don't know that you're going to change like Simon did. Dr. Mason said some people are more resistant than others.
And the Crown Seekers have developed methods to slow the process. The salt circles are just the beginning.
Lucas, what did she tell you privately when we were disconnected?
That I need to fight the urges to seek out the Crown. That's how it completes the bond. If I can resist long enough, the specialist might be able to help me, but I need to stay isolated. The Crown might try to use me to influence all of you.
Did she say how?
Through digital communications, text messages, emails, social media.
That's why she had us put salt circles around our devices, some kind of protective barrier.
It's 75 degrees outside today.
Oh my god, it's happening to me too. This is impossible.
Nothing on my windows yet, but something else weird is happening. Have you guys received any strange texts from me?
What do you mean?
Just answer the question. Has anyone gotten texts from me that seemed off?
Now that you mention it, you sent me something yesterday about finding a princess. I thought you were joking or referencing Adventure Time.
I never sent that. I've been noticing strange messages in my sent folder, things I never wrote, about beautiful princesses and thousand-year isolation. It's like something is hijacking my phone.
Dr. Mason mentioned this. The Crown can manipulate technology. It's trying to communicate through us.
It's getting stronger. The closer I get to changing, the more power it has.
Lucas, how are you feeling? Physically, I mean?
Cold. So cold I can't feel my fingertips anymore.
We need to focus on finding more information. Dr. Mason said knowledge is power against the Crown. The more we understand, the better we can fight it.
Agreed. I've been researching Norse mythology about winter kings. There are several stories about rulers who gained power over ice and snow, but were corrupted by their own magic. In some versions, they were possessed by winter spirits.
I've been looking more into Betty's disappearance, and I found something disturbing. A newspaper article from April 1996. It mentions a mentally disturbed blue-skinned man arrested outside the laboratory where Betty worked. This was just days before she disappeared. The article describes him as suffering from severe hypothermia and making incoherent statements about princesses.
That has to be Simon. The timing matches his transformation in the tapes.
What happened to him after the arrest?
The article doesn't say, but I found a follow-up report. The suspect escaped custody under mysterious circumstances. The holding cell was found covered in ice.
The crown's power. Simon was already transformed enough to use it, even without wearing the crown itself.
Just like in Adventure Time, the Ice King could use his powers even when not wearing the crown, once the transformation was complete.
This can't be coincidence anymore. The show had to be based on Simon's story. But why would they turn real tragedy into a cartoon?
Maybe to warn people, in a way that wouldn't cause panic?
Or maybe someone wanted to hide the truth in plain sight. Make it seem so fictional that no one would believe it was real.
I think we need to compile everything we've found. Dr. Mason is arriving tomorrow morning. She wants all our evidence ready. And Lucas, she specifically wants to know about any physical changes you're experiencing.
I can show you. This is me right now. My breath is visible in room temperature, and my skin is starting to change color, just like Simon's did.
Holy crap.
Lucas, this is really happening. You're actually changing.
The specialists will be here tomorrow. They'll know what to do. Just hold on until then. Don't leave your hotel room, and whatever you do, don't try to find the crown.
I'm trying, but the voices are getting louder. They keep telling me it's at the university, in the antiquities collection. They're so specific. It's like they're showing me exactly where to go.
Don't listen to them, man. That's how the crown gets you.
Lucas, we're here for you.
Just one more night. Can you hold on that long?
I'll try, but if I stop responding, if something happens, don't come looking for me. Please, I don't want to hurt any of you.
Is this Mia Chen?
Yes, who is this?
My name is Rebecca Winters. I'm Betty Groff's cousin. I understand you found Simon's tapes.
How do you know about that?
Dr. Mason contacted me. I've been helping her research for years. I need to speak with you urgently about your friend Lucas. He's in grave danger.
We know. The Crown Seekers are coming tomorrow to help him.
It may already be too late. The Crown doesn't just change its bearer physically. It rewrites their memories. It makes them forget who they are, and creates a new identity centered around the Crown itself.
Like how Simon became the Ice King in Adventure Time, forgetting his past life?
Exactly like that. The cartoon is more accurate than you know. Betty didn't just disappear. She spent years trying to save Simon. The real tragedy is that once the transformation is complete, the bearer doesn't want to be saved. They become someone else entirely, someone obsessed with the Crown's power.
How do you know all this?
Because I was there. I helped Betty try to save Simon, until the Crown took her too.
What happened to Betty?
The Crown affects different people in different ways. Some it transforms physically, like Simon. Others it influences mentally. Betty became obsessed with finding a way to save Simon, to reverse the Crown's effects. She disappeared into her research. The last time I saw her, she was talking about time travel and alternate dimensions, things that made no scientific sense. The Crown had affected her mind.
And Simon?
No one knows where he is now. There have been sightings over the years. A blue-skinned man in remote, frozen places. The Crown Seekers track these incidents, but they've never managed to capture him.
Why are you telling me all this?
Because your friend Lucas is following the same path, and you need to understand what you're dealing with. This isn't just about saving him from physical transformation. It's about saving his identity, his memories, his very self. Once those are gone, Lucas is gone forever, and something else will wear his face.
That's terrifying. What can we do?
Keep him away from the Crown at all costs. The physical transformation can be slowed if the Crown never completes the bond. And whatever you do, don't let him convince you to help him find it. The Crown will use him to manipulate those close to him. It did the same with Simon and Betty.
Thank you for the warning. We'll be careful.
I'll be arriving with Doctor. Mason tomorrow. Until then, monitor your friend closely and watch for signs that he's not himself anymore.
What signs?
Obsession with finding princesses, referring to himself in the third person, dramatic shifts in speech patterns, and most importantly, if he stops fighting the cold. If he starts to embrace it instead of resist it, that's when you know Lucas is fading away.
Hello, Lucas. Hope you're doing well. I wanted to let you know we found additional boxes from the same university donation. The ones that contained that Simon's recordings tape you were interested in. These boxes contain what appear to be journals, research notes, and personal correspondence. Many are labeled with the name Petrovsky, or addressed to from Betty. Given your interest in the previous materials, I thought you might want to examine these as well. They're quite extensive. Several boxes worth. Let me know if you'd like to come by and take a look. Lucas, are you there? Just wanted to add that some of these materials seem unusual. There are journal entries where the handwriting changes dramatically mid-page, and some pages have what looks like frost damage, even though they've been stored at room temperature. Anyway, the offer stands if you want to review them.
The librarian just messaged me. There's more. Journals, research notes, correspondence between Simon and Betty, all from the same donation.
This could be extremely valuable information, but Lucas, you shouldn't go there yourself.
Definitely not. Not with what's happening to you.
Maybe one of us could go instead? I could check them out this afternoon.
The voices are getting louder. They keep saying these materials contain the path to the crown. It's like they want us to find this stuff, which makes me think we shouldn't.
I agree with Lucas. This feels like a trap. The crown might be using these materials as bait.
But what if they contain information that could help Lucas? Dr. Mason said knowledge is our best weapon.
I could go with Mia. Safety in numbers, right?
Just be careful, and don't bring anything back to me. I don't trust myself around anything connected to Simon right now.
How are you feeling today, Lucas?
Worse, the blue tint has spread. My fingernails are completely blue now, and my hair is starting to lighten at the roots. The hotel manager knocked on my door to ask about the cooling issue in my room. He said the hallway outside my door is 20 degrees colder than the rest of the building.
Dr. Mason will be here today. Just hang in there.
Have you been able to sleep at all?
Not really. The voices are constant now. And I keep having dreams about ice and snow. And princesses. Always princesses. I don't understand that part.
It's just like the Ice King in Adventure Time. His obsession with kidnapping princesses.
The show really does mirror Simon's experience exactly. Speaking of which, I found something else. I called my dad last night. He used to work in animation, and I thought he might know something about Adventure Time's development. I'll fill you in after I hear back from him.
Guys, something weird just happened. Someone named Rebecca Winters contacted me through a genealogy website. She says she's Betty's cousin, and she's demanding to know how I got Betty's photo.
Wait, the Rebecca Winters? The same one who messaged me yesterday?
She messaged you too? What did she say?
She warned me about the crown's influence, said she worked with Betty trying to save Simon, and mentioned she'd be arriving with Dr. Mason.
She didn't mention any of that to me, just demanded to know about the photo. I'm going to respond now.
Be careful what you tell her. We don't know if we can trust her.
Lucas is right. For all we know, this could be another manipulation.
I'm reaching out to Dr. Mason to verify Rebecca's identity. In the meantime, Zoe, be cautious with what you share.
Will do, but I do want to know what she knows about Betty.
How did you obtain this photograph of my cousin Elizabeth? I demand to know immediately.
Hello, Ms. Winters. This image was extracted from a VHS tape my friends and I found. It shows a man named Simon Petrovsky and his fiancée Betty. I understand you're Betty's cousin.
Who told you that?
You just said she was your cousin, and you contacted my friend Mia yesterday.
I see. Yes, Elizabeth Betty Groff was my cousin. I've been searching for information about her disappearance for many years. How exactly did you find this tape?
My friend Lucas found it in the university library's archives. It was part of an uncatalogued donation. The tape shows Simon's transformation after finding some kind of crown.
And now your friend Lucas is experiencing similar symptoms, correct?
How do you know that?
Because this has happened before, several times, to people who investigate Simon's story too deeply, even without physical contact with the crown itself. The crown's influence can spread through its images, through recordings, through stories about it.
That's terrifying. Is there any way to help Lucas?
Dr. Mason believes there is, but I'm not so sure. In my experience, once the physical changes begin, they can't be reversed, only contained.
What happened to Betty? You told Mia she was affected differently than Simon.
Betty became obsessed with saving Simon. She studied the crown's mythology obsessively, searching for a way to break its curse. In the end, I believe she found Simon. But whatever happened when they reunited, she never came back.
I'm so sorry.
Be careful, Zoe Rodriguez. The crown doesn't just affect its primary target. It influences everyone connected to them. Watch for signs in yourself and your friends. Unexplained cold, obsessive thoughts, electrical disturbances.
Electrical disturbances? is?
Flickering lights, devices malfunctioning, particularly in patterns. The crown's energy disrupts electronic fields. It's one of the early warning signs that its influence is spreading.
That's happening to all of us. Since last night.
Then it's already begun. Be extremely careful. I'll see you when I arrive with Dr. Mason. Until then, limit your contact with Lucas and watch each other for signs of influence.
Just finished talking to Rebecca Winters. She confirmed she's Betty's cousin and that she's been searching for Betty for years. But the scary part is what she said about the crown's influence spreading. She mentioned electrical disturbances as a sign. Has anyone noticed anything like that?
Actually, yes. The lights in my bedroom started flickering last night in a weird pattern, almost like pulses.
Same here, and my phone keeps glitching.
It's getting stronger. The crown's influence. I can feel it reaching out through me. I'm sorry. I think this is my fault.
It's not your fault, Lucas. None of us knew what we were dealing with.
Rebecca said we should watch each other for signs of influence, like obsessive thoughts or unexplained cold.
I woke up this morning to frost on my bedroom window, on the inside, in California, in May.
I've got something to share too. I managed to track down Martin Grayson. He's a retired TV producer who worked at Cartoon Network in the 90s. I asked him about any pitches involving an Ice King character. His response was disturbing.
I don't know how you found me or why you're asking about this, but I haven't spoken about that incident in over 20 years.
Mr. Grayson, I apologize for the intrusion. I'm researching a connection between Adventure Time and a man named Simon Petrovsky. Did someone pitch an Ice King character to Cartoon Network in the 90s?
Who told you about this? This information isn't public.
No one told me specifically. I'm following a research trail related to Simon Petrovsky's recordings.
God, those tapes. I hoped I'd never hear about them again. Yes. There was a pitch meeting. Winter of 1997. A man showed up at our offices unannounced. Blue skin, white hair, wearing a ridiculous gold crown. We thought it was a costume at first. Some elaborate pitch tactic. He called himself Simon the Ice King. Said his life story would make the perfect children's show about a lonely Ice King searching for princess friends.
What happened?
He showed us these crude drawings, character designs, story concepts, all centered around an Ice King character who had once been a normal man before finding a magical crown. The whole time, the temperature in the room kept dropping. Our breath was visible by the end of the meeting, and the man's behavior became increasingly erratic. He kept forgetting his own name, sometimes calling himself Simon, sometimes Ice King.
Did you reject the pitch?
Immediately. We thought he was mentally ill. We called security to escort him out, but when they arrived, he somehow disappeared, left behind all his materials. The office was covered in a thin layer of frost. I kept the pitch materials as a reminder of the strangest meeting of my career.
Do you still have those materials?
Unfortunately, yes. I never could bring myself to throw them away. This is one of the character designs he submitted. Notice the date in the corner, December 1997, more than a decade before Adventure Time was created.
The similarity is undeniable. Did you ever tell Pendleton Ward about this incident?
But several people from that meeting were still working at the network when Adventure Time was pitched. I always wondered if someone remembered those designs. Though I never said anything publicly, who would believe such a story?
Did the man ever return?
Not to our offices, but there were rumors for years of similar incidents at other animation studios. A blue-skinned man pitching stories about an Ice King, always leaving behind frost and confusion. I tried to forget about it until now. Why are you asking about this?
We found Simon's tapes, and now my friend is experiencing similar symptoms.
God help you. Stay away from him, and whatever you do, don't let him find that crown. The man I met wasn't Simon anymore. He was something else entirely, something wearing Simon's face.
This is what Martin Grayson shared with me, a drawing from 1997 that looks exactly like the Ice King from Adventure Time, drawn by a blue-skinned man wearing a crown.
This is insane. That's literally the Ice King, a decade before the show existed.
So Simon actually tried to turn his story into a cartoon? Why would he do that?
Maybe to warn people, or maybe the crown wanted to spread its influence through stories about itself.
Speaking of which, I just got off the phone with my dad, and things just got even weirder. My dad worked at Nickelodeon Animation in the early 2000s. When I asked if he'd ever heard of pitches involving an Ice King character, he got really quiet, then told me they used to receive disturbing VHS submissions from someone claiming to be Simon the Ice King. They never met him in person, just these tapes that would show up, always containing crude animations and storyboards about an Ice King character. Dad said they were instructed never to respond to these submissions and to destroy the tapes.
But someone didn't destroy them. Someone kept the concept, and years later, it became Adventure Time.
Maybe they thought it was just a creative idea, not knowing the real story behind it.
This is getting dangerous. What time is Dr. Mason supposed to arrive?
Her last message said noon. That's less than an hour from now.
I don't think I can wait that long. Something's happening. The voices are screaming now. They're telling me to go to the university, to the antiquities collection in the north building. They're saying the crown is there, has been there all along, hidden in plain sight.
Lucas, don't listen to them. Stay in your hotel room.
Please, Lucas. Dr. Mason will be here soon.
I can't fight it anymore. I'm so cold, so alone. I need the crown. It calls to me. It needs me.
Lucas, listen to me. This isn't you talking. It's the crown's influence. Fight it!
Temperature update, 94.7 degrees. Skin tone continues to change. The blue has spread across 70% of visible epidermis. Hair is now showing white streaks at roots and temples. Extremities experiencing numbness and tingling. The hotel room thermostat reads 42 degrees despite maximum heating. Frost patterns forming on all glass surfaces. I'm documenting while I still can, while I'm still me.
Lucas, Dr. Mason should be here within the hour. Just hang on a little longer.
The whispers never stop now. They tell me where she is, where they all are. I need to find her. The crown knows where. The crown always knows.
Who are you talking about, Lucas?
Scientific documentation update. Heart rate decreased to 52 BPM. Blood pressure 90/60. Core temperature continues to fall despite multiple layers of clothing. The physiological changes appear to be accelerating. Estimated time until complete transformation unknown.
Lucas, you're scaring us. Please try to fight this.
She left me. She always leaves me. But I'll find her again. I always do. My princess. Once I have my crown, the mirror doesn't lie. I'm becoming him. I'm becoming the Ice King.
Lucas, where are you right now? Are you still in the hotel?
For now, but I need to go soon. The crown calls. I must answer. I want to answer.
Hi, Mia. This is Hannah, Lucas's girlfriend. I know we haven't really talked before, but I'm really worried about him. He's not answering my calls. And when I went to his hotel room, something really strange was happening.
Hi, Hannah. What do you mean by strange?
The entire hallway outside his room was freezing cold, like unnaturally cold. I could see my breath in the air. And when I knocked on his door, he wouldn't open it. Just kept saying princesses only through the door. What's going on with him? Is this some kind of mental break?
Hannah, this is going to sound crazy, but Lucas is experiencing something related to our media studies project. We have specialists coming to help him today. It's really important that you stay away from his room for now.
What kind of media studies project causes someone's skin to turn blue? I saw him through the peephole. He looked like a corpse. And he kept talking about princesses and crowns. Should I call an ambulance?
Please don't do that. Regular doctors won't understand what's happening. We have specialists coming who have dealt with this before. Just stay away from his room for your own safety.
My own safety? What does that mean? Is Lucas dangerous?
Not Lucas exactly. But the condition he's experiencing can be unpredictable. I promise we're doing everything we can to help him. I'll update you as soon as we know more.
This is insane. I'm going to give you 24 hours. Then I'm calling emergency services. Whatever's happening to him, it's not normal.
I understand. Thank you for trusting us. And Hannah, if he contacts you, don't respond. Don't go back to his room, no matter what he says.
You're really scaring me now. But okay, 24 hours.
Hannah just messaged me. She went to Lucas's hotel room. Says the hallway was freezing and Lucas wouldn't let her in. Kept saying princesses only.
That's not good. The crown's influence is getting stronger.
I've been analyzing those drawings Martin Grayson sent. The similarities are undeniable. The crown design is identical. The beard style, the nose shape, even the proportions of the body. These drawings predate Adventure Time by years, but they contain design elements that would later appear in the show, and the handwriting on these notes. Ice King needs princesses to feel complete. Crown gives powers but takes memories. Once Simon, now forever Ice King. It's literally the character's backstory from the show.
I've discovered something interesting too. I was trying to stop the temperature glitches on my phone, and I accidentally played a tone generator app near it. When I hit certain frequencies, the glitches temporarily stop. The crown's influence seems to operate on specific energy wavelengths. Between 432 Hz and 440 Hz, seems particularly effective.
That's genius, Mia. I'm gonna try it.
Sure. It seems to create a temporary barrier against the crown's digital influence.
It works. The temperature on my phone just corrected itself. This could be really important.
I have updates from Rebecca Winters, too. We've been messaging regularly. She told me more about Betty's disappearance. Apparently, Betty didn't just vanish. She was working on a scientific method to save Simon from the crown's influence. She had a laboratory at the university where she studied energy frequencies, similar to what you just discovered, Mia. But one day they found her lab abandoned, with impossible ice formations inside.
The crown found her, or Simon did.
Rebecca thinks they reunited somehow, but what happened after that, no one knows. There have been reported sightings over the years. A blue man and a woman with glasses, always in remote frozen locations, but nothing confirmed.
So neither of them were ever found?
According to Rebecca, no. The crown seekers have been tracking them for years, along with the crown itself, which keeps disappearing and reappearing throughout history.
Any word from Dr. Mason?
She just messaged me. She's sending some protective measures we can use immediately. She says the crown's influence works works through visual and auditory channels, but certain symbols can disrupt its effect.
Ms. Chen, I'm en route to your location now. ETA approximately 45 minutes. In the meantime, I'm sending protective measures for you and your friends. Display these symbols on all your device screens. They're derived from ancient Norse protective runes, historically used to shield against the crown's psychic influence. Have your friends do the same immediately.
Thank you, Dr. Mason. I'll share these with everyone right away. Will these help Lucas too?
That depends on how far his transformation has progressed. The runes are most effective as a preventative measure. Once physical changes are advanced, their effect diminishes, but they may slow the process. What's his current condition?
His skin is distinctly blue now. His hair is developing white streaks. His body temperature has dropped to about 94 degrees Fahrenheit, according to his last update, and his messages are becoming increasingly erratic, switching between lucid documentation and rambling about princesses.
This is progressing faster than I anticipated. The crown must be physically close, within the same city at least. Has he mentioned feeling pulled toward any specific location?
He mentioned the university's antiquities collection in the North Building, said the crown is there, hidden in plain sight.
This is extremely concerning. If he's able to sense its specific location, the bond is nearly complete. Under no circumstances should he go to that location. I'm coordinating with the Crown Seekers to secure the area. Keep monitoring him, and protect yourselves with the runes. I'll message when I arrive.
Dr. Mason sent protective symbols. Everyone, set this as your phone wallpaper immediately. She says it will help shield us from the crown's influence.
Done. The flickering lights in my room just stopped.
Mine too, and the frost on my window is starting to melt. This actually works.
Lucas, are you there? Can you set this image as your phone background?
Princesses. Princesses everywhere, but none of them are her. None of them are my princess. Why won't she come back to me? I'm so lonely. For thousands of years. So cold. So alone.
Lucas, focus. Set this image as your phone background. It might help you fight the crown's influence.
No! The symbols hurt my eyes. They make the voices angry. Don't need them. Only need my crown and my princess. Then the voices will be happy. Then the cold will make sense.
Lucas, please. We're trying to help you.
Lucas is fading. Ice King is emerging. I can feel his memories, his loneliness, his power. Snow and ice obey me now. The crown is showing me how, even before we're reunited.
Lucas, this is the crown talking. Not you. Fight it.
Why fight what feels so right? The cold never bothered me anyway. Sorry, wrong ice story. Ha ha ha. But seriously, the voices say I need to collect my princesses, starting with the closest one. Pretty Hannah with the dark hair. She'll be my first princess.
Lucas, no. Stay away from Hannah. Dr. Mason will be here soon. She can help you.
Too late. Ice King needs his princesses and his crown. Coming for both now. Try to stop me. I dare you. The ice and snow are my domain now. The transformation is almost complete. Soon Lucas will be gone. Only Ice King will remain. Gunter, where are you?
Who's Gunter?
It's the Ice King's penguin pet from Adventure Time. He's slipping further into the character.
We need to warn Hannah, and anyone else close to him.
I'll message Hannah now, and I'll text Dr. Mason to tell her we need to accelerate her arrival. The situation is deteriorating fast. Hannah, this is extremely urgent. Do not go near Lucas. I need you to go somewhere public right now, and stay there until I contact you again.
What's going on? You're really freaking me out.
Lucas just messaged about coming to find you. He's experiencing a severe psychological break and could potentially be dangerous. Please just go to a public place and stay there.
Oh my god. I'm at the campus library right now. Should I call the police?
Not yet. The specialist helping us is coordinating with proper authorities. Just stay where you are. Lots of people around. And let me know immediately if Lucas contacts you.
Okay, I'll stay here. Please let me know what's happening when you can. I'm really scared now.
I warned Hannah to stay in public. She's at the campus library.
The library? But that's right next to the North Building, where Lucas said the crown is.
That's not good. If he's heading to the antiquities collection, he'll be right next to Hannah.
I just tried calling Dr. Mason. No answer. I left a voicemail explaining the situation. What should we do?
I think we need to go to the university, not to confront Lucas, but to make sure Hannah is safe, and to alert campus security about the situation.
I agree. This is moving too fast to wait for Dr. Mason.
Okay, let's meet at the main entrance in 15 minutes. Bring your phones with the protective symbols, and speakers to play that disruption tone if needed.
On my way.
Same.
I just got a weather alert on my phone. It's starting.
Zoe, where are you? Dr. Mason and I just arrived on campus. The temperature is dropping rapidly. Unusual snowfall reported around the North Building. Classic crown manifestation.
We're heading to campus now. Lucas is going after his girlfriend Hannah. She's at the library next to the North Building, and he's been talking about finding his princess.
This is exactly what happened with Simon and Betty. The crown rewrites memories. It makes the bearer fixate on loved ones as princesses. We need to evacuate Hannah immediately. Meet us at the north entrance. The crown seekers are securing the antiquities collection now. If the crown is there, we need to find it before Lucas does.
We're 5 minutes away. And Rebecca? Can Lucas be saved?
I don't know. Simon never was.
That's not an acceptable answer. We're not giving up on our friend.
Be careful, Zoe. That kind of determination is exactly what happened to Betty. Her refusal to give up on Simon is what led to her disappearance. Sometimes you have to accept that people are lost.
Not today. Not Lucas. We're coming.
I'm sending you something now, Zoe. Betty's research notes. I've kept these secured for years, but given what's happening with your friend, you need to see them.
What kind of research was Betty doing?
Betty was a quantum physicist specializing in theoretical consciousness. After Simon's transformation began, she devoted herself to understanding the crown's mechanisms. Her theory was revolutionary, if impossible. She believed the crown created what she called a parallel consciousness, not just altering the wearer's mind, but gradually overwriting it with another identity, an identity that potentially existed in an alternate reality.
Are you saying the Ice King is actually real somewhere, in another dimension?
That was Betty's theory, that the crown somehow connects to other planes of existence, drawing alternate versions of the wearer across the multiverse. In Simon's case, an ancient ice sorcerer. The longer he wore the crown, the more this alternate identity overwrote his own. Betty believed the process could theoretically be reversed if she could isolate the frequency the crown operates on.
This looks like what Mia discovered about certain frequencies disrupting the crown's influence.
Betty was brilliant. She was onto something real. But the crown is adaptive. It changes its patterns to avoid countermeasures. And worse, it was aware of what Betty was attempting.
How could a crown be aware of anything?
That's the wrong question. The crown isn't just an object. It's a conduit, a doorway. To what? We still don't fully understand. But Betty's final notes suggest she discovered something terrible. The crown isn't empowering the wearer. It's using them. A vessel. A gateway. What comes through isn't just a personality. It's something ancient that wants to return.
This is terrifying. What does this mean for Lucas?
It means time is running out. The transformation isn't just physical. It's a complete identity replacement. And once it's complete, your friend Lucas will be gone, replaced by whatever the crown is connecting to.
We need to share this with the others immediately. Everyone, Rebecca just shared Betty's research with me. It changes everything we understood about what's happening to Lucas. The crown isn't just corrupting him. It's replacing his consciousness with something from another reality. Betty believed the crown connects to alternate dimensions.
Like a multiverse thing? The Ice King is real somewhere and the crown is turning Lucas into him?
Essentially, yes. And Mia, those frequencies you discovered, Betty was researching the exact same thing as a way to disrupt the process.
That's incredible, but also terrifying. Has anyone heard from Lucas recently?
Nothing since his last message about coming to find Hannah.
I've been trying to text him, but no response.
Let me try. Lucas, are you there? Please respond. We're worried about you.
Cold. So cold now. But also, right? Like I was always meant to be this way.
Lucas, where are you? Are you still at the hotel?
Hotel. Yes. For now, there are visitors outside my window.
Visitors? Lucas, you're on the 14th floor.
They float, white faces pressed against the glass, watching me, waiting for me to complete the change. I think they're emissaries from the Ice Kingdom, coming to welcome their king home.
Lucas, that's not real. It's the crown's influence making you see things. Dr. Mason is here now. She can help you. Just tell us where exactly you are.
Room 1407, Eastview Hotel, but don't come, not safe. The visitors don't like warm bloods. Only me, only the king.
I just heard from Lucas. He's still at the Eastview Hotel, room 1407, but he's hallucinating now. Says there are visitors floating outside his window, with white faces.
This is getting worse by the hour.
We need to tell Dr. Mason his location. The Crown Seekers can help him.
Already texted her. She's redirecting a team to the hotel now. Meanwhile, I've asked my cousin Oliver to help. He's a cybersecurity expert. I sent him samples of the corrupted code from our devices.
Good idea. Maybe he can figure out how the crown is affecting our technology.
I've been working on something else. A timeline connecting all the events. Simon's transformation, Betty's disappearance, and subsequent crown sightings. I think I've found a pattern. The crown's influence seems to resurface approximately every 7 years. 1996, Simon Petrovsky incident. 2003, Arctic Research Station found abandoned, covered in ice. 2010, animation studio in Norway reports visits from blue man seeking princess. 2017, unexplained ice formations in Canadian University. Student disappearances. 2024, now. Lucas.
That's exactly 28 years since Simon's transformation. 4 complete cycles.
The pattern makes sense with what Rebecca said about the crown seeking new bearers. It's like it operates on a schedule.
Exactly. And I think this explains why Lucas was affected so strongly. We found the tape right at the beginning of a new cycle, when the crown's power was at its peak.
Mia, I've analyzed those code fragments you sent. This is unlike anything I've ever seen. The corruption isn't random. It's a structured pattern that repeats across all your devices.
What kind of pattern?
It appears to be transmitting coordinates, buried in the temperature data. Every time your device shows those impossible cold readings, it's actually encoding a location. These numbers correlate to GPS coordinates, and they point to your university's north building, specifically the Antiquities collection.
That's where Lucas said the crown was located. Is there anything else in the code?
Yes, and it's the strangest part. The code is attempting to modify your device's location services. It's trying to create a path to those coordinates, like it's guiding someone there. I've never seen malware that can do this. It's incredibly sophisticated, and it's transmitting data to an unknown receiver.
Can you block it?
I'm trying, but it adapts every time I isolate a pattern. It's almost like, this is going to sound crazy, it's almost like it's thinking, responding to countermeasures in real time. No algorithm should be able to do that.
Oliver, I need you to trust me on something. This isn't a normal computer virus. It's connected to an object that seems to have some kind of supernatural properties.
Normally, I'd say that's ridiculous, but nothing about this code is normal. And my office just dropped 20 degrees in temperature. As soon as I started analyzing it, my breath is visible. What the hell is going on, Mia?
It's affecting you too now. I'm so sorry I involved you. Delete everything I sent you, immediately, and set this image as your screen background.
Done. The temperature is normalizing. Mia, whatever you're involved in, be careful. This is beyond anything I've ever encountered.
My cousin just confirmed the code in our devices is transmitting coordinates to the Antiquities collection. The Crown is using our technology to guide Lucas there.
That's twisted. It's manipulating our devices to help it find a new bearer. And guys, something else just happened. Emma Thompson just messaged me. Remember, she borrowed my laptop briefly during our presentation prep. She must have seen the footage. She says her room is frosting over, and she keeps hearing singing about dungeons deep and caverns cold.
Oh no, the Crown's influence is spreading. We need to tell Dr. Mason immediately. Dr. Mason, we have new developments. Lucas is at the Eastview Hotel, room 1407. He's hallucinating visitors outside his window, and we've discovered the Crown's influence is spreading to others. A classmate who briefly viewed the footage is experiencing cold phenomena. Also, my cousin analyzed our devices and found the Crown is using them to transmit coordinates to the Antiquities collection.
This is escalating faster than anticipated. I've redirected a containment team to the hotel. As for your classmate, send me her information immediately. We need to contain this before it spreads further. Ms. Chen, I need to be absolutely clear about something. You must delete all copies of the footage. All of them. Your continued investigation is strengthening the Crown's manifestation. Every time you analyze the footage, discuss Simon or the Crown, you're feeding it energy, making the connection stronger.
But we're trying to help Lucas.
The best way to help Lucas is to sever the Crown's connection, which means destroying all records of it. The Crown Seekers have experience with this. We can help Lucas, but not while the Crown's influence continues to grow. It's using your research as a conduit. Please, for your safety and Lucas's, delete everything.
Even Betty's research?
Especially that. Betty's work came dangerously close to understanding the Crown's true nature, which is why it targeted her specifically. The Crown protects itself by eliminating those who come too close to the truth. I fear you and your friends have already crossed that threshold.
Dr. Mason wants us to delete everything. All the footage, notes, research, everything. She says our investigation is making the Crown's manifestation stronger.
Even Betty's research? That could be the key to helping Lucas.
I'm not comfortable with this either. Feels like we're giving up on Lucas.
I don't think we have a choice anymore. The Crown's influence is spreading to Emma now, and possibly my cousin. We're making things worse.
The transformation is accelerating. We're running out of time.
Dr. Mason says the Crown Seekers have experience with this. They've contained Crown influences before. Maybe we need to trust them.
What about Hannah? Is she still at the library?
I just texted her. She's meeting campus security at the main entrance. They're escorting her off campus.
Good. One less thing to worry about. Guys, I can't just delete Betty's research. If the Crown is targeting us anyway, we might as well use everything we have. There's something in her notes about using specific frequencies to disrupt the Crown's energy signature. If we could amplify the tone Mia discovered,
we could create some kind of barrier, or even a weapon against the Crown's influence.
This is exactly what Dr. Mason warned against. The more we engage with this, the stronger it gets. But I can't abandon Lucas either. What if we try one more thing before deleting everything?
What do you have in mind?
Betty's notes mentioned specific frequencies. Oliver confirmed the Crown operates through encoded signals. What if we broadcast the disruption frequency at the Antiquities collection? Create a barrier that prevents Lucas from reaching the Crown?
That could actually work. I have audio equipment from the media lab, powerful enough to broadcast across the entire building.
It's worth trying, but we should tell Dr. Mason what we're planning. Maybe the Crown Seekers could help implement it.
I'll message her now, but we need to move quickly. According to the weather app, there's an unexpected localized snow phenomenon centered on campus. The Crown's manifestation is growing stronger, and Lucas could be on his way there right now.
Wait, I just got a notification from the security system at the library. The temperature in the rare books room just plummeted, and there's movement detected.
Is that where where the antiquities collection is housed?
It's directly connected, through the north corridor.
He's already there. Lucas found the crown. Dr. Mason, we have an emergency. Lucas appears to be at the library, near the antiquities collection. The security system shows temperature drops and movement. We think he's found the crown.
This is what I feared. The crown seekers are en route. But Ms. Chen, you and your friends must stay away. The moment of bonding between bearer and crown is extremely dangerous. The energy discharge alone could be fatal to bystanders. And if your friend has truly found the crown, Lucas Patel no longer exists. Only the Ice King remains.
Alert. Energy signature spiking at subject's location. Readings off the charts. This is unprecedented. Full manifestation imminent without physical crown possession. All units report status.
Monitoring digital channels. Subject's devices show complete crown corruption. Temperature algorithms hijacked. Location data stream redirecting to antiquities collection.
Surveillance drones show extreme temperature drop at Eastview Hotel. Entire 14th floor registering at -15 degrees Celsius and dropping. Frost patterns visible on exterior windows. Classic manifestation, but accelerated timeline.
Campus assets in position. Antiquities collection secured. Crown artifact under observation. No movement detected yet.
This doesn't follow established patterns. The crown energy shouldn't manifest this strongly without physical contact. Something's different this time.
Analysis?
The digital exposure vector is unprecedented. Multiple subjects viewing digitized manifestations simultaneously, creating network effect, amplifying crown energy.
Thermal imagery confirms subject's transformation progressing rapidly, faster than Petrovsky, faster than Oslo, faster than any case on record.
The Covenant protocols may be insufficient. We may need to intervene directly.
I've been saying this from the beginning. Observation is no longer viable. Direct intervention required.
Analyzing risk assessment. Override protocols initiated. 718. Dispatch extraction team to hotel immediately. Covenant observation status suspended. This is now a containment operation.
Acknowledged. Team en route. ETA 6 minutes. Equipped with Class 3 containment gear.
I've compiled historical documentation on previous crown bearers. Perhaps there's precedent we've missed. Arnkel the Frozen, Norse chieftain, 9th century. First recorded crown bearer. Transformation described in sagas. His flesh turned sky blue, his beard white as snow, and winter followed in his footsteps. Keone the Cold, Byzantine noble, 12th century. Accounts describe a sorcerer whose touch brought frost, whose laugh brought snow. Dr. Frederick Chilton, British explorer, 1873. Expedition diary entries document gradual transformation after discovering ancient Nordic headpiece in Greenland ice caves. All cases show identical transformation patterns. All ultimately disappeared into remote Arctic regions. All left behind accounts or warnings.
And none of our predecessors heeded those warnings in time. History repeats itself because we refuse to intervene effectively.
Our organization formed for a reason. After Petrovsky, he was the first to temporarily break the crown's hold, long enough to create the tapes, to warn others. The Covenant exists to honor that warning, to contain rather than destroy, because destruction proved impossible.
Focus on the current situation. Historical debate can wait. Status of extraction team?
Team approaching hotel now, reporting visible ice formation on exterior of building. Elevators non-functional due to power fluctuations. Proceeding via stairwell.
While we wait for extraction update, there's something the newer members should understand. The Adventure Time connection wasn't coincidental. After Petrovsky's pitch was rejected by studios, we recognized an opportunity. Our organization subtly influenced the show's creation. We introduced key elements from Petrovsky's story into popular consciousness. A form of distributed warning system. People wouldn't panic at a cartoon, but they would internalize the signs. The crown's madness, the transformation, the loss of self, all presented as fiction while seeding recognition of the real threat.
That was highly controversial within the organization. Many felt it risked amplifying the crown's reach rather than containing it.
And they were right. The cartoon created exactly the conditions for this current manifestation. Students researching the show made the connection to the real tapes.
We couldn't have predicted the tapes would resurface. We thought they were secured.
Recriminations later. Focus on containment now. Is it possible Patel has become a crown conduit, manifesting powers without physical possession?
Theoretically possible, but unprecedented in our records. The crown always required physical contact to initiate transformation. Though once initiated, separation didn't reverse effects.
New data from extraction team. They've reached the 14th floor. Temperature now -25 degrees Celsius and falling. Extreme ice formation throughout corridor. Moving to room 1407 now.
If Patel has become a conduit without physical possession, Our containment protocols are inadequate. We've never encountered this vector before. The Crown is evolving its methods.
Or the original bearer is. Remember, Petrovsky was never found, nor was the Crown after his disappearance. If he still exists somewhere, he may be guiding this manifestation remotely.
Speculation noted. 718, extraction team status?
Team reports room 1407 is empty, subject not present, but room entirely frozen. Ice sculptures formed in humanoid shapes appear to be watching the doorway. Visitors subject mentioned in texts, not hallucinations, actual ice constructs.
This confirms power manifestation without Crown possession. Ability to animate ice is late-stage transformation indicator. Subject has progressed further than we estimated.
Where is he now, if not in his room?
Searching hotel security footage. Stand by.
Alert all field teams. Subject likely mobile and heading to Crown location. Maximum containment protocols authorized.
Is lethal force authorized?
Negative. Patel is a victim, not the enemy. Containment and isolation only.
Alert. Extraction team reports entire hotel is now experiencing rapid ice encasement. All exits freezing shut. Temperature dropping throughout structure. Team requests immediate extraction. Ice appears unmeltable. Standard thermal equipment ineffective. This is beyond any previous manifestation scale.
Get them out now. Hotel occupants?
Evacuation in progress, but ice formation accelerating. Many may be trapped. I have security footage. Sending now. Subject left room 32 minutes ago. Note the blue aura surrounding him. Physical appearance now significantly resembles transformed Petrovsky. Nearly complete transformation without Crown contact.
This is unprecedented. No previous bearer manifested this level of power before Crown bonding. Thermal signature from subject registers at minus 40 degrees Celsius. He's becoming a walking freeze point.
Where was he heading?
Footage shows him exiting hotel, heading east, toward University campus, specifically toward the North Building, where the Antiquities collection is housed.
Where we believe the Crown is located. Our team has secured the building, but
what?
Reporting unusual phenomena inside collection room. Glass display cases frosting over, temperature dropping rapidly. And one particular artifact is, for lack of better description, glowing.
The Crown. It's responding to its new bearer's approach. Establishing connection. All teams to Antiquities collection immediately. Code Black. Repeat. Code Black. This is not a drill. Crown manifestation event imminent. Evacuation radius 1 kilometer. All non-essential personnel clear the area. Containment team prepare isolation protocols.
Thermal imaging shows temperature anomaly moving across campus, creating freeze path in its wake. Subject approximately 400 meters from North Building, moving at steady pace.
What about the students? The ones who discovered the tapes? They're heading there too, directly into danger.
Intercept team dispatched, but priority is Crown containment. If Subject and Crown unite, casualties become inevitable.
New development. Second thermal anomaly detected, coming from northerly direction. Signature matches historical records. It's identical to Petrovsky's.
Impossible. Unless...
He's returned. The original Ice King, Simon Petrovsky.
Confirmed visual from campus perimeter. Two figures approaching from different directions, both exhibiting Crown manifestation characteristics. One matches Lucas Patel's description. The other, older, bearded, wearing what appears to be a gold crown. It's him, after all these years.
This changes everything. Two active bearers approaching simultaneously. We have no protocol for this. All field teams secure positions. Do not engage until ordered. Observe and report only.
The crown in the collection must be a secondary artifact. Petrovsky has the original. But how is Patel manifesting powers?
Unless the crown can create extensions of itself, duplicate its power through proxies, creating multiple bearers simultaneously.
Whatever's happening, it's accelerating. Campus now experiencing localized blizzard conditions, temperature plummeting throughout the area. This is beyond containment capabilities.
Do we abort? Extraction of civilian personnel only?
Negative. We maintain position. This may be our only opportunity to understand the Crown's true nature, and possibly end this cycle permanently. All teams prepare for extreme Crown manifestation event. May we succeed where our predecessors failed.
Guys, check the local news. This is Lucas's hotel. They're evacuating the entire area.
Oh my god. The article says temperatures have dropped to impossibly low levels, and the ice resists conventional melting methods.
Has anyone been able to reach Lucas? He's not responding to my texts anymore.
Nothing on my end either.
Look at these pictures coming in on social media. This is impossible. It's 75 degrees outside today.
Hannah just messaged me. She's near the hotel.
Mia, what is happening? I came back to check on Lucas and found this. The police are evacuating everyone in a 5-block radius. They're saying it's some kind of chemical reaction. but that's obviously bull. One officer's radio mentioned unprecedented ice formation and structure integrity compromised. The ice is literally growing before our eyes.
Hannah, you need to get far away from there. I told you not to go there again. This is connected to what's happening with Lucas. It's not safe.
I just saw something that can't be real. People are screaming and running. There's someone walking out of the hotel, through the ice, like it's parting for him. Blue skin, white hair. Is that Lucas?
Hannah, run, now! Get as far away as possible.
Oh my god.
Lucas, please answer me. We know what's happening. Dr. Mason can help you. Please respond.
Greetings, Fortunate One. How fascinating to witness the human concept of help. A quaint notion, particularly when applied to transformation. The subject identified as Lucas Patel is undergoing necessary evolution. Princess! Did you see my ice powers? They're amazing! I made a castle and everything. I'm the Ice King now. My journal entry dated May 16th, 2024. Physiological transformation accelerating beyond predicted parameters. Core temperature now, 40 degrees C. Dermis entirely blue pigmented. Heightened awareness of molecular water bonds allowing manipulation of ice structures. The crown speaks through many voices. All were once as you are. All become as we need. The vessel approaches the throne. 1,000 years of ice and isolation awaits.
Lucas, if you're still in there, please fight this. We're trying to help you.
Help? I don't need help. I need my princess. Have you seen my princess, Betty? No, not Betty. Hannah? Yes, Hannah is my princess now. The crown must be reunited with its king, and the king must have his princess. This vessel approaches the sacred place, where the fragment waits. Soon we become complete.
I just got the most terrifying text from Lucas. It's like 3 different personalities talking. One sounds like Simon the Scientist, one is like the Ice King from the show, and one is something else.
Hannah just called me in hysterics. She saw Lucas at the hotel, says he's completely transformed. Skin blue, hair white, eyes glowing, and he's headed toward campus again.
This is insane. The police scanner is going crazy. Reports of moving ice formations following a blue individual. They think it's some kind of terrorist attack with an unknown chemical weapon.
Ms. Chen, the situation has escalated beyond our initial assessment. The Crown's manifestation is occurring without physical contact. This has never happened before, but there may still be a way to sever the connection before it becomes permanent. We've identified a ritual that might work, but it requires Lucas's voluntary participation. Some part of him must still want to break free.
What do we need to do?
These instructions must be followed precisely. 1. You must remind Lucas of his true identity through personal connections, objects, memories, relationships that are uniquely his. 2. The disruption frequency you discovered must be amplified and directed at him. 3. This symbol must be shown to him. 4. He must voluntarily speak these words. I reject the Crown's voice and reclaim my true self. 5. All of this must occur before he makes physical contact with the Crown. After that, separation becomes nearly impossible.
Where are you now? We need your help.
My team is securing the antiquities collection. We believe we've located the Crown fragment, but Lucas is approaching rapidly, and he's not alone. We've detected a second Crown signature, stronger, older. I believe Simon Petrovsky has returned, the original Ice King.
What does that mean for Lucas?
Unknown. This is unprecedented. 2 crown bearers have never converged before. It could amplify the manifestation beyond our ability to contain. Or Petrovsky might be attempting to help. If any human consciousness remains within him, meet us at the North Building entrance. Bring personal items connected to Lucas. And be careful. The Crown's influence will try to stop you.
Dr. Mason sent instructions. There's a ritual that might help Lucas, but we need items with personal significance to him. Anything that might remind him of his true identity.
I have photos of all of us from the project kickoff, and the media studies textbook he's always carrying.
Guys, I discovered something weird. When I was trying to stabilize my phone, I accidentally had Adventure Time playing on my laptop, and the glitches stopped completely. The temperature reading normalized. The frost on my screen melted.
Are you serious?
Completely. It's like the show itself counters the Crown's influence. Maybe that's why the Crown Seekers influenced its creation, not just as a warning, but as protection.
That's brilliant. I'm downloading episodes now. We can broadcast them as we approach.
Rebecca just arrived at my apartment. She brought Betty's original research equipment.
I'm outside your apartment building. Let me in quickly. I've brought something that might help.
Coming down now.
While we wait for Mia, I've been correlating weather data. These are all locations where copies of the VHS footage were viewed, each showing abnormal temperature drops in the last 24 hours. It's spreading. Whatever this is, it's not just affecting Lucas anymore.
The Crown's influence is extending its reach. This is how it finds new bearers. It's scanning for compatible hosts.
Oh my god. Look at Lucas's location on our group tracking app. He's moving way too fast to be walking.
He's headed straight for the library, the special collections.
I just got a message from Diane Thorne, the university archivist.
Zoe, this is Diane Thorne from Special Collections. You and your friends were asking about Simon Petrovsky materials earlier this week. We just uncovered something during emergency inventory that I think you should know about. A sealed box with Petrovsky's name on it. It was misfiled in the Nordic Antiquities section for potentially decades. When campus security ordered evacuation due to the unexplained weather phenomenon, I was securing rare items. I noticed frost forming specifically around this box. I opened it and found this. It matches Nordic descriptions of ceremonial crowns worn by ancient winter kings. The temperature in the room dropped dramatically when I uncovered it. I've resealed the box, but the cold persists. Should I notify Professor Wilson? He specifically asked about Petrovsky materials recently.
Guys! The crown is in the special collections. It's been there all along.
And Lucas is heading right for it. This is bad. Really bad.
Rebecca just explained everything. Betty never gave up on saving Simon. She spent years developing technology to separate a person from the crown's possession. It's designed to isolate and disrupt the crown's energy signature. Betty theorized that the crown creates a quantum entanglement with its bearer. This device can potentially break that connection, but it's never been tested.
We have to try. Lucas is almost at the library, and now we know the crown is there.
I'm already on campus. The temperature is dropping by the minute. Frost is forming on everything. Campus police are trying to evacuate everyone, but it's chaos. Wait, something's happening. The sky just went dark. There's a storm forming directly over the north building. It's not natural, and there's someone walking through the quad. Blue skin, white beard, gold crown. It's not Lucas. It's him. It's Simon Petrovsky, the original Ice King.
What is he doing?
Walking straight toward the library. People are running away screaming, but he's not attacking anyone. He looks focused, like he has a purpose, and the ice is forming in his footsteps.
We're coming. Rebecca says we need to hurry. If Simon and Lucas both reach the crown fragment at the same time, the resulting energy could be catastrophic.
Lucas just appeared. He's approaching from the east side of campus, Simon from the west. They're both heading straight for the library. It's like they can sense each other. The air between them is crystallizing, forming ice bridges in midair. I've never seen anything like this.
I just got past the police barricade, showed them my student ID, but they're not letting anyone else through. The whole campus is being evacuated. News helicopters overhead. This is going national.
I can see, Doctor. Mason and her team. They're forming some kind of perimeter around the library. People in gray uniforms, setting up equipment, but the ice is forming faster than they can respond.
We're almost there. Rebecca's device is activated. It's tracking the crown's energy signature. She says there are now 3 distinct signals. The fragment in the library, the crown Simon is wearing, and something else. A third source she can't identify.
What's the third source?
Rebecca doesn't know, but she says the patterns suggest it's been there all along.
They're getting closer to each other, Simon and Lucas. About 100 yards apart now. The temperature has to be well below zero, ice forming everywhere, and they're both changing. Their features becoming more exaggerated, more like the cartoon version of the Ice King, but also something else, something older, something terrifying.
We're here. I can see them. The crown on Simon's head is glowing, and Lucas is surrounded by a blue aura shaped like a crown. They've stopped moving. They're staring at each other, and the library between them is completely encased in ice.
I'm at the south entrance. I can get to the special collections from here. Maybe if we secure the crown fragment before they reach it.
It's too dangerous. The ice is spreading too fast.
I have to try. If that's what the crown wants, we need to keep it away from them.
Zoe, wait. Dr. Mason says the fragment is just a catalyst. The real convergence is between Simon and Lucas. Rebecca's device is picking up massive energy spikes. They're communicating somehow, not speaking. But the ice between them is forming patterns, symbols, like a language.
I can hear something. A voice coming from everywhere and nowhere, speaking in multiple languages at once, ancient words, and one phrase in English over and over. The crown will be whole again.
They're moving again, both walking toward the library now, in perfect synchronization. The ice parts before them, creating a path. We have to act now, before they reach the crown fragment, before the convergence is complete.
Something impossible is happening. The crown is floating out of its box. The entire room is freezing solid. I can't get out. The doors are frozen shut, and the crown is pulsing with light, like it's calling to something or someone. Help me, please.
We need to secure that crown immediately.
I'm closest to the Special Collections entrance, but the doors are freezing shut as I approach.
Campus security is evacuating the East Wing, but Special Collections in the West Wing is completely inaccessible. The hallway is filling with ice.
Try reaching Diane. She might still be inside with the crown.
Already tried. Calls aren't going through.
Diane, this is Mia Chen. Are you still in Special Collections? Can you secure the crown?
I'm locked inside. All exits are frozen solid. The crown is active. It's emitting light and the temperature is plummeting. I've moved it to the secure vault, but I don't think that will hold it.
Listen carefully. Dr. Mason says you need to create a circle of salt around the crown. It will temporarily contain its energy. Do you have access to salt in the conservation supplies?
Yes, we use it for preservation treatments. There's a container in the restoration room. I'll get it now. The security monitor is showing something you need to see. This was captured 2 minutes ago at the west entrance. The frost radius is expanding with each step. Everything he passes freezes instantly.
How long until he reaches Special Collections?
At his current pace, 3 to 4 minutes. But there's something else. Another figure approaching from the north side. Older, bearded, also surrounded by ice formations. Is that?
Yes, that's Simon Petrovsky, the original crown bearer. Diane, you need to create that salt circle now. Then get into the most secure location you can find.
Working on it. I've never experienced anything like this.
Rebecca is setting up Betty's equipment outside the library. She says it should disrupt the crown's energy signature, but she needs time to calibrate it.
Time is something we don't have. Look at the crown seekers. They're setting up some kind of containment field, using devices that emit a tone, the same frequency Oliver identified in the corrupted code.
That must be the disruption frequency. We need to amplify it.
I can see Dr. Mason. She's coming through the east entrance with what looks like ritual materials.
Ms. Rodriguez, I need your assistance immediately. I'm setting up a binding ritual that might temporarily suppress the crown's influence, but I need more hands.
What do you need me to do?
I've left rune stones at your entrance. Place them at the cardinal points around the library entrance: north, northeast, east, southeast, south, southwest, west, northwest. They must form a perfect circle. This will create a temporary barrier, not strong enough to stop the crown bearers, but it might slow them enough for us to implement the separation protocol.
On it. What about Diane? She's trapped inside with the crown.
If she's created the salt circle, she should be protected. Tell her to stay as far from the crown as possible, and to keep recording everything she sees. This convergence is unprecedented. We need to document it for future containment efforts.
If we can't stop it,
we will stop it. The Crown Seekers have been preparing for this possibility for decades. Now hurry with those stones. Time is critical.
Guys, Lucas's uncle just called me, Raj Patel. He works in cryogenics at the research hospital. Said Lucas has been sending him disturbing messages. He's terrified and wants to know what's happening.
What did you tell him?
The truth. He didn't believe me at first, until I sent him the photo of Lucas with blue skin. Then he said something weird, that Lucas had been asking him about cryogenic preservation last week, specifically about preserving human consciousness at sub-zero temperatures.
That can't be coincidence. The crown must have been influencing him even then, preparing him.
Mia, I followed Lucas. I know you told me not to, but he talked to me before he left the hotel. He said he wasn't trying to reach the crown, but something Betty left behind that can fix everything. He mentioned research equipment, said Betty had discovered how to separate a person from the crown's influence, but she disappeared before she could use it.
Hannah, where are you now?
Outside the library. I can see everything. The ice, the crown seekers, everything. Lucas told me to find you. Said you'd be with someone named Rebecca, who has Betty's equipment.
That's true. Rebecca is here with Betty's device, but Lucas shouldn't know about that. We just found out ourselves.
He said the crown showed him. Said it's afraid of the device. That's why it's trying to complete the transformation quickly, before you can activate it.
Stay where you are. We're coming to you.
Hurry. Lucas said time is running out, for him and for Simon.
Hannah says Lucas is looking for Betty's device, not the crown itself. He thinks it can fix everything.
How would he know about Betty's research?
The crown must be showing him, just like it showed him where the crown fragment was. It's trying to eliminate threats to its control.
The salt circle is complete, but I don't think it's holding. The salt is condensing fast. Frost is forming on it, and the crown is glowing brighter. Temperature near it has dropped to negative 20 degrees Fahrenheit, according to our preservation thermometer. My breath is freezing in the air, and the security cameras are failing one by one. Wait, they're here, both of them.
All units report. Containment field status?
Field at 60% capacity. Energy wavelength matched to Crown signature, but the ice formation is accelerating beyond predicted parameters, breaching our perimeter at multiple points.
Both subjects have entered the target building. Thermal signatures converging on special collections. Temperature inside room dropping at impossible rate. Now recording minus 40 degrees Fahrenheit and falling. No conventional technology will function in those conditions.
Artifact is emitting energy signature at unprecedented levels. Readings exceed all historical records. 3 distinct Crown signatures now merging, creating harmonic resonance.
We need to abort. Evacuate all personnel immediately. This convergence exceeds our containment capabilities.
Negative. Maintain positions. Dr. Mason's ritual is our primary contingency, and the Groff device is our secondary. All units prepare for full manifestation event. Category 5 containment protocols activated. If the barrier fails, initiate Petrovsky protocol. May we be more successful than our predecessors.
The students are still inside the perimeter. They need to be evacuated.
Too late. The manifestation has begun. All we can do now is contain it.
The Crown Seekers are retreating, falling back to secondary positions. Something big is happening.
Rebecca says her equipment is detecting a massive energy spike. The 3 Crown signatures are merging.
Dr. Mason is rushing to complete the ritual, but the runestones keep freezing over. We can't maintain the circle. And the library?
What about Diane?
Lost contact. All communications inside the building are dead.
But Hannah says Lucas told her something else. Something about Simon wanting to end the cycle. That they're not trying to unite the Crowns, but to destroy them.
Is that possible? Everything we've learned suggests the Crown can't be destroyed.
Betty theorized that the Crown fragments could neutralize each other if they were brought together under specific conditions, by bearers who were actively fighting the Crown's influence, not surrendering to it.
So what Simon and Lucas are trying to do, it could actually work?
Or it could make everything infinitely worse. We don't know.
The light is getting brighter, and everything electronic is failing. Watches, phones, everything.
Rebecca's device is fully charged. She's activating it now. Whatever's going to happen, it's happening now.
Energy readings off the scale, possible reality distortion forming, quantum signatures fluctuating. This matches Groff's theoretical Crown collapse model.
Visual confirmation. Ice formations creating runic array across 1 mile radius, identical to ancient Nordic binding symbols. This isn't random, it's deliberate.
The original bearer is attempting something, using the new vessel as a catalyst, and the fragment as a focus. This pattern resembles Groff's theoretical crown-breaking ritual.
Impossible. That ritual was never completed. How would Petrovsky know it?
Because he's been waiting all these years for the right moment, for the right vessel. Lucas Patel isn't being controlled by the Crown. He's being guided by Petrovsky to break the cycle.
If they succeed, the energy release would be catastrophic.
Or it could end this permanently. Hold positions. Let it happen. This may be our only chance.
The library there's no other way to describe it. The entire building just turned to ice. Solid ice. Translucent. I can see figures moving inside, but they're distorted, like looking through frosted glass.
Dr. Mason says the ritual is aligning with what's happening. It wasn't supposed to. Her ritual and what's occurring inside are syncing up, creating some kind of harmonic convergence.
Rebecca's device is emitting pulses, matching the rhythm of the light from the library. She says Betty's research predicted this. 3 simultaneous approaches to Crown disruption. The Nordic ritual, the quantum device, and the willpower of the bearers themselves, all needed to break the Crown's hold.
Something's emerging from the building. Not a person, a column of light, shooting straight up into the sky. The clouds are swirling around it, forming a vortex.
I can hear voices, thousands of voices, speaking in languages I don't understand, ancient languages. And the ice symbols are glowing now, responding to the light.
Rebecca says this is it. The Crown's true nature is manifesting. What happens next determines everything.
Lucas just entered the main library.
How close is he to the special collections?
2 sections away, moving methodically. It's like he knows exactly where to go. The older man with the beard, Simon Petrovsky, he just entered from the north side. They're converging on the special collections from opposite directions.
Diane, is there any way to secure the Crown further?
I've done everything, Doctor, Mason suggested, but the salt circle is failing.
Try to capture images if you can. And Diane, if they both reach the Crown, don't try to stop them.
The emergency exit is frozen shut. I'm trapped in here with them. The salt circle just shattered completely. The Crown is floating above the display case.
Diane is trapped in special collections. Lucas and Simon are both inside the library. We need to intercept Lucas before he reaches it.
I'm at the west entrance, but the doors are completely frozen. Can't get through.
East side is the same. Even the emergency exits are sealed with ice.
I've pulled up the building schematic. There's a maintenance tunnel that connects to the basement. It might still be accessible.
Where's the entrance?
North side, behind the landscaping shed. It's marked as utility access. If you can get through, Take the service elevator to the 3rd floor, then the staff stairwell to special collections.
On my way there now.
Same. But what do we do if we reach Lucas? He's fully transformed. We can't stop him physically.
Rebecca's activating Betty's device now. She says it might disrupt the Crown's connection, create a window where Lucas's true consciousness can reassert control. You'll need to remind him who he really is. Use personal connections, memories, anything.
I have photos of us on my phone, from before all this started.
I've downloaded the disruption frequency to my phone. Can play it at maximum volume if needed, though I don't know if electronics will work inside with all that interference.
Try everything. We're running out of options.
Device activated. Energy field expanding. Range should cover the entire library building. If Betty's calculations were correct, this will temporarily disrupt the Crown's influence. Create interference in its connection to both bearers.
Is it working?
Hard to tell. The energy readings are chaotic, but there's a pattern emerging. The device is affecting him. We have a window of opportunity, but it won't last long. The Crown will adapt.
How long do we have?
Minutes at most. The device wasn't designed to sever a connection this strong. Only disrupt it temporarily, long enough for the bearer's true consciousness to fight back.
Jaden and Zoe are trying to reach him through the maintenance tunnel.
Tell them to hurry. The energy signatures are fluctuating wildly. The convergence is accelerating.
Ms. Chen, we're detecting multiple consciousness signatures within Lucas. His own is still present, but weakening. Simon Petrovsky's signature is stronger, like it's protecting Lucas. And the third signature, the Crown entity itself, is fighting both of them.
What does that mean?
It means Lucas isn't fully lost yet. And more surprisingly, Simon seems to be trying to help him, not merge with the Crown as we feared. This is unprecedented. The original bearer actively fighting the Crown's influence, using his experience to shield a new potential bearer.
So Lucas still has a chance?
Yes, but fading quickly. The Crown entity is powerful.
What can we do?
The combination of Rebecca's device and my ritual is creating interference. But ultimately, Lucas must choose to reject the Crown. No external force can break the connection permanently. Only the bearer himself.
We found the maintenance entrance. It's partially frozen, but we managed to break through.
Heading into the tunnel now. It's freezing down here, but passable.
Reception might get spotty as we go deeper. If we lose contact, we'll still follow the plan. Try to reach special collections.
Be careful. Dr. Mason says Simon is actually trying to help Lucas, fighting against the Crown's influence somehow. So if you see him, don't consider him a threat.
That changes everything. Maybe Simon has been trying to break free all these years.
And needs Lucas to help somehow. Wait, our phones just went crazy, all showing the same message. From Lucas!
Help me! The Crown is too strong. Fools! Nothing can stop the Ice King.
Both subjects converging on Crown fragment. Estimated time to contact 60 seconds. Quantum disruption field from Groff device showing limited effectiveness. Subject Patel consciousness signature fluctuating. Momentary lapses in Crown control detected.
Petrovsky consciousness signature surprisingly stable. Appears to be actively resisting Crown entity. Unprecedented behavior for long-term bearer. Thermal imaging shows rapid temperature decrease throughout structure, now registering below -60 degrees Fahrenheit. All conventional recording equipment failing.
Energy readings spiking exponentially. 3 Crown signatures beginning to harmonize. Convergence imminent. Clear evidence of quantum entanglement.
This matches Betty Groff's theoretical model, the fragments recognizing each other across quantum states. If her calculations were correct, what comes next is either salvation or catastrophe.
All teams maintain position. Enhance containment field to maximum. Prepare for full manifestation event. This is what we've prepared for.
We've reached the service elevator. It's not working, but the stairwell is clear. Climbing now.
The temperature is dropping with each floor, frost forming on the walls.
Almost to special collections. I can see light coming from under the door.
The door is partially frozen, but we can see inside through the ice. Lucas is there, standing in front of the floating crown, Simon across from him. They're not moving, just staring at each other, with the crown suspended between them.
The ice is actually creating a barrier. We can't get through. We can only watch.
Can they see you?
I don't think so. They're completely focused on each other and the crown.
Something's happening. Lucas is reaching for the crown. Simon isn't stopping him. He's nodding, like he's encouraging Lucas to take it.
That can't be right. Unless this is part of the plan to break the cycle.
Lucas is touching the crown now. His hand is on it. The light is getting brighter. Hard to see anything.
Contact confirmed. Subject Patel has made physical contact with Crown fragment. Energy readings off the scale.
Massive power surge detected. Electrical grid failing across entire campus. Containment field compromised.
Experiencing equipment failures across all monitoring stations. Switching to backup systems.
Light spectrum analysis shows frequencies outside normal parameters. Possible dimensional breach forming.
Maintain observation. All personnel hold positions. Do not approach manifestation epicenter.
Jaden, Zoe, are you there? Everything just went dark here. Complete power outage across campus. Can you see Diane? What's happening? Jaden? Zoe? Anyone?
We're here. Emergency lights just came on, but they're gone.
Both of them, Lucas and Simon, and the crown, all vanished.
The ice on the door melted enough for us to get through. The room is completely transformed. It's like a palace made of ice. Intricate, beautiful, but no sign of Lucas or Simon.
Diane is here, though, shaken but unharmed. She says they disappeared in the flash of light, along with the crown.
Rebecca's equipment detected something. A massive energy displacement, not destruction. Movement, like they were transported somewhere.
There's a trail of frost leading out of the building, through walls, through everything, like they just phased through solid matter.
I'm following it with Diane. It leads north, toward the city limits.
The convergence is complete, but not as we expected. Initial readings suggest Simon and Lucas have merged consciousness, along with the crown, creating something new, neither fully human nor fully crown entity, a hybrid state we've never seen before.
Where did they go?
North, always north. The crown always draws its bearers northward, toward the polar regions, where its power is strongest.
Can we track them?
The crown seekers are mobilizing search teams now, but if they don't want to be found, the crown has evaded detection for centuries when necessary.
Is Lucas gone?
Not gone, but changed. The final readings before the convergence showed 3 consciousness signatures beginning to stabilize, finding balance. This has never happened before. The crown has always dominated its bearers completely. This suggests Simon found a way, not to destroy the crown, but to coexist with it, and has now shown Lucas the same.
Will we ever see him again?
I don't know, but the frost trail leads north, and it doesn't seem to end.
Subjects have vanished from all monitoring systems. Thermal trail leading north. Satellite tracking initiated.
Energy signature fading but detectable, moving at approximately 80 miles per hour. No conventional vehicle detected. Method of transportation unknown.
Crown fragments have merged, but not as historical records predicted. No catastrophic release. Instead, stable integration. The ritual Petrovsky performed altered the outcome.
This changes everything we thought we knew. The crown was never meant to dominate, but to merge, to create something new. Simon figured it out. After all these years.
Continue monitoring, but maintain distance. If they've achieved stable integration, interference could disrupt it, leading to unpredictable consequences. For now, we observe and prepare. This isn't over. It's merely changing.
The authorities are saying it was a weather anomaly combined with a power surge. They're already covering it up, but the Ice Palace in Special Collections is still there. They can't explain it.
I followed the frost trail as far as I could. It keeps going north, through the mountains, like they're heading to the Arctic.
Rebecca says Betty predicted this, in her final notes, that if the crown and bearer achieved true balance, they would seek isolation, to learn to control their combined power, away from those they might accidentally harm.
So Lucas might come back someday, when he learns to control it?
Maybe. Dr. Mason says this is all uncharted territory. No bearer has ever achieved balance with the crown before.
I'm still here, learning, remembering, becoming. Don't worry, Simon is teaching me. The crown is not what we thought. It's so much more. I'll find my way back, eventually. Keep watching the snow. L.
I just got a text from Lucas's number.
It's him. He's still in there.
And he's coming back someday.
Hello, Mia Chen, Jaden Williams, and Zoe Rodriguez. My name is Dr. Sarah Novak, and I'm a psychiatrist specializing in shared delusions at Westlake University Medical Center. Professor Wilson has contacted me with concerns about your mental health. Following recent events on campus, I'd like to discuss what you've been experiencing in a safe, non-judgmental environment.
Who is this? How did you get our contact information?
As I mentioned, Professor Wilson provided your information out of concern for your well-being. He's quite worried about all of you.
No offense, but we don't need psychiatric intervention. What happened was real.
Exactly. We have evidence.
I understand you believe what you experienced was real. That's precisely what makes shared delusions so powerful. I've reviewed the reports Professor Wilson shared with me. What you're describing is consistent with a phenomenon known as folie à plusieurs, a shared psychotic disorder where a delusion is transmitted from one person to others in a close group.
This wasn't a delusion. Lucas physically transformed before our eyes. The entire campus was covered in ice. The crown was real.
Let me explain how this phenomenon typically develops. You were all studying Adventure Time for an academic project, already immersed in the mythology of the Ice King and his crown. Then you discovered a VHS tape that seemed to connect to this mythology. The power of suggestion, combined with group reinforcement, created a shared experience.
That doesn't explain the physical evidence. The ice formations in the library that dozens of people witnessed. The temperature drops recorded by multiple independent devices.
Mass hysteria can affect perception on a wide scale. As for the temperature readings, electronic devices can malfunction simultaneously when exposed to certain electromagnetic fields. The university's IT department found evidence of unusual power fluctuations that day.
What about Lucas? He's still missing, along with Simon Petrovsky.
Lucas Patel left campus during the confusion. Campus security footage shows him exiting the north gate at 2:47 p.m., looking perfectly normal, I might add. As for Simon Petrovsky, there's no evidence he was ever on campus. No security footage. No witness accounts outside your immediate group.
That's not true. Diane Thorne saw him. So did campus security. There were news helicopters recording the event.
Ms. Thorne has given a statement that she saw someone who resembled the description, but couldn't confirm identity. The security footage from that day is largely corrupted due to the power surge, and the news footage shows unusual weather conditions, but no transformed individuals. I'd like to address each element of your experience and offer a rational explanation, if I may.
Go ahead. This should be interesting.
First, the VHS tape showing Simon Petrovsky's transformation. Professor Wilson found records of a student film project from 2008 with identical content. It was created as a viral marketing experiment for a now-defunct animation studio. Second, the digital anomalies on your devices. The IT department confirmed a malware infection spreading through the university network that week. It specifically targeted temperature readings and created frost-like visual artifacts. Third, Lucas Patel's physical transformation. What you interpreted as blue skin was likely a stress-induced circulatory condition. Reduced blood flow can create a bluish appearance, especially in individuals with certain genetic backgrounds.
What about Hannah? She saw Lucas at the hotel, fully transformed. The entire hotel was encased in ice.
I've spoken with Hannah Park. She acknowledges being upset and frightened during the incident. The hotel experienced a significant malfunction in their cooling system, creating condensation that froze on exterior surfaces, a plumbing issue, not supernatural ice.
If I may interject, this isn't the first time something like this has happened at Westlake. In 2003, a group of folklore students became convinced they were experiencing haunting phenomena after studying urban legends for a semester project. Multiple students reported identical supernatural experiences, including temperature drops, strange voices, and apparitions. Investigation revealed environmental factors and power of suggestion.
With all due respect, Professor Wilson and Dr. Novak, we documented everything meticulously. This was taken after the event. The university sealed this room, claiming water damage. But these ice formations defied physical laws.
Interesting formation, but this appears to be frost damage consistent with a severe cooling system malfunction. The university's facilities report confirms a liquid nitrogen leak in that wing from the chemistry department's storage directly below special collections.
What about this? Cold fronts forming only in locations where the VHS content was viewed, perfectly correlating with our timeline.
Correlation doesn't imply causation. These weather patterns are consistent with normal regional variations for this time of year. Our brains are pattern recognition machines. We see connections even where none exist.
And this? Explain how this is poor circulation.
The image quality makes it difficult to assess accurately, but the bluish tint could be caused by the lighting conditions or simple photo manipulation. May I ask when this was taken?
3 days ago in his hotel room, before he disappeared.
Dr. Novak is trying to help you all process a traumatic experience. Lucas Patel withdrew from the university yesterday. His parents filed the paperwork, citing mental health concerns. He's currently receiving treatment at a facility in Vermont.
That's not true. We received a text from Lucas after he disappeared. This didn't come from a mental health facility.
Text messages can be sent from anywhere, and there's no way to verify who actually sent this. It's also worth noting that the content reflects the Ice King mythology you were studying. References to the crown and Simon teaching him directly correlate to Adventure Time narratives.
What about Rebecca Winters and Dr. Eleanor Mason and the Crown Seekers? Were they all mass hysteria too?
There is no record of a doctor Eleanor Mason affiliated with any academic institution. The university has no record of anyone named Rebecca Winters visiting campus that day, and this Crown Seekers organization doesn't exist in any database.
That's because they're operating outside official channels. They've been tracking the Crown for decades, containing its influence.
This is a common element in shared delusions, the creation of an elaborate conspiracy or secret organization. It helps explain why there's no external validation of the experienced phenomena.
What about Betty's research? The quantum device Rebecca brought?
I'd be interested in seeing this device. Can you produce it?
Rebecca took it when she left, after Lucas disappeared.
Convenient. I'm not saying you're being deliberately deceptive. I believe you all genuinely experienced something traumatic, but the mind is powerful, especially when multiple minds reinforce each other's perceptions.
We know what we saw. We know what happened to Lucas.
I'd like to propose something. Let's examine each piece of evidence objectively. If your experiences can't be explained by conventional means, I'll acknowledge the possibility of something beyond our understanding. That seems fair, doesn't it?
Fine. Where do you want to start?
Let's start with the VHS tape itself. Do you still have it?
We gave the original to Dr. Mason, but I have a digital copy.
Would you be willing to share that with me? I'd like to examine it with fresh eyes.
I don't think that's a good idea. The Crown's influence can spread through viewing the footage. We don't want to put you at risk.
See, this is part of the delusion structure, the belief that sharing evidence would put others in danger. It's a self-protective mechanism that prevents external validation.
It's not about protecting the delusion. It's about protecting you.
I appreciate the concern, but I assure you, I've reviewed many disturbing materials in my career without ill effect. Perhaps just a screenshot then? Something that shows Simon Petrovsky clearly?
Fine. This is Simon at the beginning of the tape, before the transformation began.
Thank you. This appears to be a normal man recording a video diary. Nothing supernatural is evident.
That was the beginning. Here's later in the tape.
The color balance in this image is clearly off. VHS tapes deteriorate over time. Color shifting is a common artifact in older recordings, especially when they've been digitized using consumer equipment.
That doesn't explain the content of what he's saying. His documentation of the Crown's influence, which matched Lucas's experience exactly.
Memory is malleable. You viewed the tape with preconceptions based on Adventure Time, then interpreted Lucas's stress reactions through that lens, creating apparent connections that reinforced the shared narrative. Wait, that's odd. It's suddenly gotten quite cold in my office. The air conditioning must be malfunctioning.
Where is your office, Doctor? Novak?
I'm in the psychology building. 3rd floor? Why do you ask?
Is your window frosting over?
Don't be ridiculous. It's 85 degrees outside today. Windows don't frost in summer. Although, this is strange. There does appear to be some condensation forming. Probably humidity from the storm system moving in.
Dr. Novak, check the temperature on your phone. What does it say?
It says 34 degrees, but that's obviously an error. My phone must be experiencing the same malfunction you described, though the timing is certainly coincidental. The window is definitely icing over now, on the inside. This is very unusual.
It's starting, isn't it?
I'm sure there's a rational explanation. Perhaps a sudden extreme malfunction in the building's cooling system. This is unexpected.
It's the Crown's influence. You looked at the images from the tape. Now it's noticed you.
That's absurd. Ice formation can't be caused by viewing images. There's no mechanism for such a phenomenon. I'm calling building maintenance. No answer, and my office door appears to be stuck. The lock is frozen. This is highly irregular.
Dr. Novak, listen carefully. Find salt if you have any. Form a circle around yourself, and don't look directly at any ice formations.
I'm a scientist. I don't believe in supernatural protection rituals, though I must admit, the temperature drop is dramatic and unexplainable. Currently 28 degrees according to my office thermometer, and dropping rapidly. Wait.
Now, do you believe us?
I don't know what to believe anymore. My entire scientific framework has been challenged. Was that Lucas Patel?
Yes, or what Lucas has become.
He's letting you know the truth, making sure we're believed.
I need to document this properly, with controlled conditions and multiple witnesses. This could revolutionize our understanding of reality. The implications for physics, psychology, everything we know.
Dr. Novak, are you all right? Should I call security?
No security can help with this, James. And I suspect you knew that all along. You knew what these students encountered was real. The question is, why did you try to convince them otherwise?
This conversation is over. I'll be in touch later, Dr. Novak.
I believe I owe you all an apology, and perhaps we should continue this conversation. There's clearly far more to understand about what's happened, and what continues to happen. The question is, What does Lucas want? Why reveal himself now?
I think I know. Check your email, Doctor. Novak, there should be something waiting for you.
From Lucas Patel?
Number from Simon Petrovsky, dated 1996. Somehow delivered today.
How is that possible? Checking now. Oh my god, it's all here. Everything. The Crown's origins. Its purpose.
Everyone, we need to coordinate our efforts if we're going to understand what's happening with Lucas. I've set up a virtual command center so we can share information in real time. Rebecca has made a breakthrough with Betty's journals.
I've been working on decoding Betty's research journals. The handwriting changes throughout, sometimes clear scientific notation, sometimes nearly illegible scrawls. But the content is revolutionary. Betty discovered the Crown operates through quantum entanglement. It doesn't just influence its wearer's mind, it binds them to alternate timeline versions of themselves, drawing power from these cross-dimensional connections.
Alternate timeline versions, like parallel universe theory?
Exactly. Betty theorized that the Ice King persona wasn't just a psychological change. It was literally another version of Simon from a different reality bleeding through. The Crown serves as a conduit between dimensions.
My cousin Oliver is monitoring digital signals associated with the Crown energy. Oliver, can you explain what you're seeing?
I've isolated a unique electromagnetic frequency that correlates with the Crown's manifestations. It's unlike anything in our known spectrum. These patterns suggest information transfer across what appears to be quantum boundaries, essentially data moving between different realities. I've traced the strongest current signal to an abandoned weather station north of the city.
I've been analyzing Adventure Time episodes frame by frame, and I found something impossible. These equations are hidden in subliminal frames throughout the series, especially in episodes featuring the Ice King's backstory. They match Betty's research almost exactly.
That's incredible. The show creator must have known about Betty's work. These aren't just random equations. They're specifically related to quantum barrier disruption, Betty's theoretical countermeasures against the Crown's influence.
Thermal imaging confirms subject location. Abandoned NOA weather station, 47 miles north of city. Temperature readings impossible. Minus 70 degrees Fahrenheit in surrounding 3-mile radius. In mid-July.
Digital signature analysis suggests massive energy buildup. Pattern matches Groff's theoretical dimension bridging algorithm. Subject is attempting to create a stable portal, using Crown energy amplified by station's equipment.
Containment teams in position at perimeter, but ice barrier expanding rapidly. Cannot approach within 1 mile without specialized gear.
We need to stop this now, before he succeeds in creating a cross-dimension breach.
Number, we observe, as we have for centuries.
You still don't understand, do you? After all this time?
I understand better than anyone. It's time the others knew our true purpose. We are not here to obtain the Crown. We are here to monitor and contain it. Our organization has tracked its influence across centuries. From bearer to bearer, the Crown cannot be destroyed, cannot be controlled. It can only be witnessed.
Witnessed to what end?
To understand, the Crown is not what we thought. It's not a malevolent entity. It's a tool, a bridge between realities. And Lucas Patel has figured out what Simon Petrovsky spent decades trying to understand. How to use it properly.
To do what?
To find someone. Someone lost between dimensions. Betty Groff.
I've compiled statements from Simon Petrovsky's colleagues from the months before his final disappearance. Dr. Petrovsky has become obsessed with theoretical dimensional physics, despite having no background in the field. Department Chair, March 1996. Simon kept talking about harnessing the Crown's dimensional abilities to find Betty across realities. We assumed it was metaphorical. Research Assistant, April 1996. His last request before leaving was for all our research on quantum entanglement and Einstein-Rosen bridges. Physics Professor, May 1996. Simon wasn't just being controlled by the Crown. He was trying to use it to find Betty.
But we thought Betty disappeared because she was frightened by Simon's transformation, that she ran away.
I don't think she ran away. I think she was trying to save him.
I found something in the university archives that supports that theory. A classified research proposal submitted by Dr. Elizabeth Groff just days before her disappearance. It outlines a procedure for quantum consciousness extraction from a compromised host. In layman's terms, a way to separate Simon from the Crown's influence. But it required technology that didn't exist then, and a power source capable of bridging dimensional barriers.
So what if Betty didn't flee from Simon? What if she attempted this dangerous experiment to save him and got trapped in another dimension?
That's exactly what happened. Betty's final journal entry confirms it.
And now Lucas is trying to finish what she started. He's using the Crown's power and the weather station's equipment to amplify its reach, trying to access the dimension where Betty and possibly Simon are trapped.
The digital signature patterns support that theory. The weather station contains old NOAA equipment designed to measure atmospheric electromagnetic phenomena. Lucas is repurposing it as an amplifier for the Crown's energy, creating a dimensional gateway.
This is unprecedented. No previous crown bearer has managed to harness its power this way. They were always consumed by it, not controlling it.
Lucas has advantages the others didn't. He knew the story from Adventure Time. He studied the animation that contained Betty's equations. He had Simon's recorded warnings. And most importantly, he has Betty's research.
But why the weather station? What's special about that location?
Crown manifestations are strongest at locations with natural electromagnetic anomalies. The weather station was built there specifically to study unusual atmospheric phenomena. It's a natural amplification point, and according to old records, it's where Betty's lab equipment was moved after her disappearance.
So Lucas is trying to open a portal to another dimension, to rescue Betty and possibly Simon. Can he succeed?
Theoretically, yes. Betty's research suggests it's possible, but incredibly dangerous. The energy required would create an unstable breach. It could collapse, trapping Lucas as well. Or worse, creating a cascading dimensional fracture.
There's another concern. If Lucas succeeds in opening a stable portal, what else might come through? The Crown connects to many realities, not all of them benign.
Alert level 5. Dimensional signature fluctuations detected. Portal formation imminent.
Temperature continuing to drop, now minus 120 degrees Fahrenheit at epicenter. Frost radius expanding at 300 meters per hour. Ice formations exhibiting impossible structures.
Subject visible through surveillance. Crown manifestation at 100%. Fully transformed. Manipulating equipment with ice constructs. Appears to be building some kind of amplification array.
We need to intervene. This goes beyond observation. If he creates a stable cross-dimensional portal...
It's too late for intervention. The process has begun. All teams establish maximum safe distance. Prepare for dimensional event. Priority is containment of whatever comes through. May we be more successful than our predecessors.
We're getting reports of extreme weather formation, blizzard conditions developing around the weather station, media reporting it as unprecedented meteorological anomaly.
Local authorities have established evacuation zones, 3-mile radius and expanding. The Crown Seekers are managing containment behind the scenes.
Energy readings are off the charts, unlike anything I've measured before. There's definitely something forming at the weather station, a breach in conventional space-time.
Can we communicate with Lucas? Try to help him?
I've been trying. No response through conventional means. But Betty's device is picking up fragments of data.
The Crown Seekers are monitoring the situation, but they're maintaining distance. The dimensional energies are too unpredictable. No one can get close enough to physically intervene.
Wait, I've been going through more of Betty's research. There's something about a quantum tether, a way to stabilize a dimensional portal from our side, using specific frequencies to create a stable pathway. Maybe we can help Lucas remotely.
The equations in Betty's notes, they match perfectly with what Jaden found in the Adventure timeframes. It's a blueprint for creating a stable dimensional bridge, hidden in plain sight all these years.
I can extract the complete sequence from the episodes, the full set of equations across all Ice King backstory episodes. It might give us everything we need.
Do it. Oliver, can you use your equipment to broadcast these frequencies to help stabilize whatever Lucas is creating?
Theoretically, yes, but we're talking about piercing the barrier between dimensions. The risks are incalculable.
What's the alternative? Let Lucas fail and potentially destroy himself? Or succeed and face whatever comes through alone?
Ms. Chen is right. If Lucas is attempting this, our best option is to help stabilize the process, minimize the danger to him and others.
I can configure Betty's device to amplify the signal, using her original calculations.
I've been thinking, if Betty has been trapped in another dimension all these years, and Simon went looking for her, maybe they found each other, maybe that's who Lucas is communicating with, both of them together guiding him.
That would explain a lot. The combined knowledge, the accelerated understanding of the Crown's powers. Lucas isn't just figuring this out on his own. He has help from the other side.
The door is opening. Betty was right. Simon was right. I can see them now, standing together, in a world of ice and wonders. They've been waiting for someone to find them, to bring them home. Lucas.
Guys, look at this. I just received this message.
It's happening. He's opening the portal, and they're there, together.
Energy readings just spiked dramatically. Something big is happening at the weather station.
The Crown Seekers are reporting a visible manifestation, a column of blue light extending into the sky, identical to what happened at the library, but much, much larger.
The portal is forming. Betty's device is responding. The frequencies are aligning. Whatever's happening, it's working.
We need to get there, now, before it's too late. Everyone, we need to implement Betty's countermeasures now. Rebecca is configuring the quantum interference device. Jaden, Zoe, and I will position ourselves around the perimeter. Oliver's signal amplification program is ready to deploy.
I've combined the specific audio frequencies from the Adventure Time episodes, integrated with the mathematical equations hidden in the animation frames. The program should create a targeted disruption field, specifically calibrated to the Crown's energy signature, but we need to position broadcast equipment at 3 equidistant points, creating a triangulation effect around the weather station.
I've got the east position equipment ready. Just reach the outer edge of the frost zone. It's unbelievable out here. The temperature drops about 50 degrees in the span of 10 feet, like crossing an invisible barrier.
I'm approaching the west position. The local authorities have established roadblocks, but Dr. Mason's Crown Seeker credentials got me through. The snow is getting deeper as I get closer. Already knee-deep, and I'm not even at the designated position.
I'm heading to the south position with Rebecca. We've got Betty's original device and the broadcast equipment. The north position is too dangerous to approach. The Crown Seekers report it's completely frozen over.
Containment perimeter established. 3-mile radius secured. All civilians evacuated. Media reports being managed through weather anomaly cover story.
Thermal imaging shows continuing expansion. Frost zone now covers 7.4 square miles. Core temperature at weather station beyond measurable range. Conventional instruments failing.
We've detected the students' plan. They're attempting to deploy Betty Groff's theoretical countermeasures, using the Groff device and signal amplification.
It won't work. No one has ever successfully separated a fully transformed host from the Crown. Not in all our centuries of observation.
Let them try. Their approach combines elements we've never tested. The signal amplification using the encoded Adventure Time frequencies, Betty Groff's original research, and Dr. Mason's ritual knowledge. This convergence of methodologies might succeed where previous attempts failed.
Assessment of success probability?
Unknown, but higher than 0. And right now, that's the best option we have. Support their efforts, provide whatever resources they need, but maintain containment protocols. If the portal fully stabilizes, we must be prepared for what comes through.
I've completed the ritual preparations, combining elements from ancient Norse bindings with Betty's quantum theories. Traditional methods alone would fail, as would purely scientific approaches, but together, they might create the disruption we need.
Will this hurt Lucas?
The process will be traumatic. If he's fully merged with the Crown's consciousness, separation will be painful, like tearing apart entities that have grown intertwined. But the alternative is worse: complete loss of his original identity, and potentially catastrophic dimensional instability.
Is the risk to others high?
Extremely. The Crown Seekers have recorded previous failed separation attempts. They resulted in explosive energy discharges, sometimes leveling entire structures. That's why the evacuation zone is so large.
But we have to try. For Lucas.
Agreed. I'm en route to the north position now. My protective gear should allow me to get closer than conventional approaches. The countermeasure will be most effective if we can complete the tetrahedral formation. 4 points, not just 3.
Be careful.
Always.
Local news is going crazy with this. Meteorologists baffled by impossible weather phenomenon. They're calling it the most localized severe weather event ever recorded. Temperatures of negative 150 degrees Fahrenheit in July, confined to an exact circular area.
I'm in position at the west point, equipment set up and ready. The wind is getting stronger, ice crystals forming in impossible patterns.
That's fascinating. The Crown's influence seems to be expressing Betty's formulas physically, through ice formation, like it's trying to complete the equation.
Rebecca and I have reached the south position, setting up Betty's device now. The interference is getting worse the closer we get. Electronic equipment malfunctioning, but Betty's device seems immune, almost like it was designed to operate in these conditions.
Hannah seeing infinite versions. Myself, across countless ice kingdoms. Some happy, some alone, some with princesses, some with nothing. The Crown shows me everything, every possibility. Betty was right. Realities layered upon realities. I can see them all now. Help me choose the right one before I'm lost in possibilities.
Mia, I just got a message from Lucas. At least I think it's from Lucas.
This confirms Betty's theories. The crown connects to multiple realities, shows the wearer all potential versions of themselves. Lucas is seeing every possible reality where he exists. Stay where you are, Hannah. We're implementing countermeasures now. With luck, we can help Lucas find his way back.
Simon and Betty found each other in between places, neither here nor there, built a kingdom of ice and knowledge, studied the crown from inside its influence, discovered its true purpose, not to corrupt, to connect, to bridge, to unite. But the power is too much for one mind alone. I need anchor, tethered to reality, something to hold on to. As I open the way...
There's more. Another message just came through.
Hannah, that's it. You're his emotional anchor. Keep messaging him. Remind him of who he really is. Give him something to hold on to while we implement the countermeasures.
Betty's device is fully calibrated, ready to activate on your signal. Once activated, it will generate a quantum interference field designed to disrupt the crown's dimensional frequencies, creating a potential window for Lucas's consciousness to reassert control.
East position ready. Broadcasting equipment online. Amplification sequence loaded.
West position confirmed. Equipment functioning despite the cold. Ready to synchronize.
I've reached the north position. The conditions here are beyond extreme, but the ritual components are in place, completing the tetrahedral formation.
All systems showing green. Triangulation coordinates locked. Frequency algorithms compiled. Ready to initiate broadcast.
On my mark, everyone activates simultaneously. We'll only get one chance at this. The energy requirements will burn out the equipment after a single use. 3 dots, 2 dots, 1 ... Textify!
East position activated. Broadcasting at full power.
West position active. Signal transmitting.
North position engaged. Ritual sequence initiated.
Quantum interference device activated. Field generating.
South position confirmed. Full broadcast strength.
Interference pattern detected. The countermeasure is working. Disruption field forming around the weather station.
Energy disruption detected. The Groff countermeasure is creating interference in the crown's signature. Local weather patterns showing immediate response. Blizzard conditions temporarily dissipating within disruption field.
Visual confirmation from surveillance drones. Snowstorm parting within tetrahedral formation, creating clear pathway to weather station.
Internal cameras finally accessible. Patching through feed from weather station interior. Subject appears fully transformed, nearly identical to historical images of transformed Simon Petrovsky, constructing elaborate ice machinery throughout facility. Design matches both Betty Groff's quantum gateway schematics and fictional Ice King technology.
It's working. The disruption field is weakening the crown's manifestation, creating a potential access window.
Deploy tactical team to facility entrance. Window will be brief. Primary objective, stabilize the portal process. Secondary objective, extract subject if possible. Move now.
It's working. The storm is parting. I can see the weather station.
The snow is being pushed back by the interference field, creating a clear path straight to the facility.
The Crown Seekers are advancing toward the building. Small tactical team in specialized cold weather gear.
Betty's device is at maximum output. Energy readings indicate the Crown's influence is temporarily contained. This is our window to reach Lucas.
I'm going in. Rebecca, maintain the field from here.
Be careful. The window won't last long. The Crown will adapt to the interference.
I'm getting real-time feed from the internal cameras. Lucas has built some kind of machine. It matches Betty's dimensional portal designs exactly, but constructed entirely from ice.
I'm at the entrance. Crown Seekers are breaching the door. Temperature inside is beyond freezing. Even with protective gear, we can only stay for minutes.
The ritual energies are fluctuating. Crown is fighting back. Hurry, Mia!
I'm inside. Main control room visible ahead. Crown Seekers advancing with specialized equipment. The entire facility is transformed. Ice architecture everywhere, almost to Lucas.
Warning, energy spike detected. Portal activation imminent.
The Crown is adapting. Interference field weakening. We're losing the window.
I see him. Lucas is at the center of the control room, fully transformed. He's activating the ice machine, creating a vortex.
Mia, get out of there now. The readings are off the charts. Portal has achieved quantum stability. Dimensional breach forming.
Lucas sees me. He's saying something. They're coming through. Betty and Simon, I found them. 2 figures visible in the portal. Oh my God. It's really them.
Ms. Rodriguez, this is Detective James Morris with the County Sheriff's Department, Cold Case Division. I'm contacting you regarding information you may have related to the Elizabeth Betty Groff disappearance from 1996. Professor Wilson at your university suggested you and your friends might have relevant information.
Detective Morris, how did you get my number?
University Directory. I'm conducting an official investigation. Ms. Groff's case has been reopened due to unusual developments, specifically ice formations appearing across the city that match forensic records from her original disappearance site.
These look exactly like the formations at the weather station and the special collections room. Why are you contacting me specifically? I'm in a bit of a situation here. Don't have much time.
Your name appears in recent reports regarding unusual phenomena on campus, and your research into the Groff case was flagged in university server logs. I need to know what you've discovered about Betty Groff and how it connects to your missing classmate, Lucas Patel.
I'm hesitant to share information that might sound implausible.
Ms. Rodriguez, I've been investigating unusual disappearances for 27 years. Nothing is implausible to me anymore, especially after what I've seen in the Groff case files.
What exactly have you seen?
I'm sending you a redacted police report from 1996. Responding officers encountered mentally disturbed male subject with unusual blue skin coloration outside Groff's research facility. Subject claimed to have sent Betty to find Princess Bubblegum before evading further questioning. Sound familiar?
That matches what we know about Simon Petrovsky. But Princess Bubblegum is a character from Adventure Time. That show didn't exist until 2010.
Exactly, which is why this case has haunted me for decades. How could someone reference a cartoon character 14 years before the show existed? Unless the show was based on real events, not the other way around.
We've been discovering the same thing. The Ice King character, the crown, Simon's backstory, it all matches what happened to Simon Petrovsky, and now to Lucas.
Lucas Patel isn't the first case like this. I've connected several cold cases over the past decades, all with the same pattern. Individuals reported being stalked by a winter entity before disappearing. Their homes found encased in unmeltable ice, each occurring approximately 7 years apart.
That matches our timeline research exactly. The crown's influence resurfaces in cycles.
The crown?
It's complicated, but yes. A Nordic artifact that Simon Petrovsky found. It transforms its wearer and gives them ice powers, but also corrupts their mind.
Under normal circumstances, I'd recommend psychiatric evaluation for someone telling me the story. But I've seen too much evidence supporting it, including this. The abandoned weather station was briefly repurposed in 1996 to 1997 as a private research facility funded by a grant. The amount matches funds withdrawn from Betty Groff's accounts before her disappearance. She was funding some kind of secret research there.
That's where Lucas is now. He's trying to use the crown's power to find Betty. We think she's trapped in another dimension.
Another dimension? Again, ordinarily I'd be skeptical. But our department has documented unusual weather patterns tied to this case, each coinciding with reported sightings of a blue-skinned figure searching for someone, always described as calling out for Betty or his princess.
That's Simon. He's been searching for her all these years, and now Lucas is helping him.
We've obtained CCTV footage from near the weather station from yesterday. Normal appearance, no signs of this transformation you've described. But then something odd happens to the recording. 3 hours went missing, and when the recording resumes, no sign of Lucas Patel. He never exits the building.
We believe the crown's energy interferes with electronics, and time might flow differently when dimensional portals are forming.
You realize how this sounds?
I do, but I also know what I've witnessed, and right now Lucas needs help. We have people at the weather station trying to help him.
I need to know who these people are and what they're doing. This has become an urgent public safety matter. Seismic monitors are detecting unusual energy patterns from the station. These match readings recorded during an unexplained event in 1996, the same day Betty Groff disappeared. That incident was classified by federal authorities. All records sealed until now.
Everyone, we have a new development. A detective investigating Betty's disappearance just contacted me. He's connecting the current events with a pattern of similar incidents going back to 1996, all with the same 7-year cycle we identified.
What a timing. This confirms our research. The crown's influence has been manifesting regularly, following a predictable pattern.
Betty documented this in her journals. She called it the crown's resonance cycle, 7 years of dormancy followed by active manifestation.
The detective's seismic data is particularly interesting. Those energy patterns match what my equipment is detecting now, only much stronger. Whatever happened in 1996 is happening again, but amplified.
What should I tell him? He wants to know who's at the weather station and what they're doing.
Tell him the Crown Seekers are handling the situation, and that we're implementing Betty Groff's own protocols. If he's been investigating this case for decades, he'll understand the significance.
Detective Morris, a group called the Crown Seekers, is currently at the weather station. They're implementing Betty Groff's own protocols to help Lucas, and potentially to find Betty herself.
The Crown Seekers. I've heard whispers about them for years. Never had confirmation they actually existed. There was a note in Betty's case file, a note from the original investigating officer.
They're real. They've been tracking the crown for centuries, monitoring its movements from bearer to bearer. Dr. Eleanor Mason is their scientific advisor.
Dr. Eleanor Mason. That name appears in Betty's research grant applications. As a consultant on Nordic artifacts, I need to get to that weather station immediately, but local authorities can't get closer than 2 miles due to the extreme conditions.
It's dangerous even with specialized equipment. The temperature drops to impossible levels, and the crown's energy creates unpredictable effects.
I've been tracking this case my entire career. Betty Groff wasn't just another missing person. She was my sister's best friend. I promised I'd find out what happened to her. And now, after all these years...
You might finally get answers. Mia Chen is inside the weather station now. She reports seeing 2 figures in the portal Lucas has created. We think it's Betty and Simon.
After 28 years, they could actually be alive?
Not exactly alive in our sense, but existing somewhere else, in what Betty's research called dimensional intersection space.
I'm heading to the Crown Seeker's perimeter. I have jurisdiction through the Federal Cold Case Directive. They'll have to let me through. Send me your exact coordinates. And Miss Rodriguez?
Yes?
Thank you for being honest with me when so many others have hidden the truth.
Detective Morris, there's something else you should know about why this is happening now. Betty's research suggested the crown's energy peaks every 28 years, 4 complete 7-year cycles, creating a window where dimensional barriers are naturally thinner. That's why Lucas was able to create a stable portal, and why Betty and Simon can potentially return. The last peak was in 1996, when Betty disappeared.
And now the cycle has come full circle. I'm on my way. If you hear anything more from inside the station, contact me immediately.
Detective Morris is heading to the Crown Seeker's perimeter. He's been investigating Betty's disappearance for 27 years, says she was his sister's best friend.
Many people have been affected by the Crown over the centuries. Lives interrupted, families broken. The Crown Seekers began as a group of such individuals, seeking answers, seeking lost loved ones, eventually becoming an organization dedicated to understanding and containing the Crown's influence.
Any update from Mia inside the station?
Her last communication confirmed visual contact with 2 figures inside the portal. Then communications became spotty. The energy readings from the portal are interfering with all signals.
The Crown Seekers report massive energy fluctuations. The portal appears to be stabilizing, but drawing enormous power from surrounding areas. Power outages reported across 3 counties.
Detective Morris mentioned seismic monitors detecting strange energy patterns, matching readings from when Betty disappeared in 1996.
Those aren't seismic waves. They're dimensional resonance patterns. Betty documented these in her research. The signature of reality itself bending, creating a temporary bridge between dimensions. But the amplitude is much higher than the 1996 readings. Whatever's happening now is orders of magnitude stronger.
The portal is fully forming. Betty's device confirms it. We're witnessing something unprecedented, a stable dimensional gateway.
But what happens when Simon and Betty come through, after 28 years in another dimension? And what about Lucas?
We don't know. No one has ever returned from the Crown's dimension before. We're in uncharted territory now.
Miss Rodriguez, I've arrived at the perimeter. The Crown Seekers have granted me limited access. The conditions are unlike anything I've ever witnessed. They've confirmed there's an active operation inside, attempting to extract individuals from what they're calling Crown Dimension. One of their agents just showed me something remarkable. Historical records of similar events throughout history. The Crown has been doing this for centuries, creating temporary bridges between realities, but never successfully. Until now.
What makes now different?
According to their records, this is the first time 3 key elements have converged. 1. The 28-year energy peak. 2. A bearer who understands the Crown's true purpose, Lucas. 3. Someone on the other side actively working to create a bridge, Betty and Simon. They believe Lucas is succeeding where others failed because he's not fighting the Crown. He's working with it, using its connection to other realities as a tool, not resisting it as a curse.
That matches what we've theorized. Lucas understood from the beginning what the Crown really was, thanks to Adventure Time showing Simon's story, and Betty's research providing the scientific framework.
Something's happening. The energy signature is spiking. All Crown Seeker personnel are falling back to secondary positions. They're evacuating the immediate area. The portal is becoming unstable. Too much energy. The entire structure could collapse.
What about Mia? Is she out?
No confirmation of extraction. She's still inside with your friend Lucas, and potentially Betty and Simon.
All units be advised. Dimensional stability compromised. Portal formation exceeding containment parameters. Implement protocol Heimdall immediately. Full disclosure authorization granted. Historical context may help stabilize current crisis.
Understood. Sharing restricted historical documentation with all participants now. Subject Lucas Patel has created a more stable portal than any previous bearer, including Petrovsky in 1996. This changes our strategic approach.
Beginning historical briefing for all channels. Crown Seekers was founded in 953 CE. Originally Norse protectors called Kronvördur, Crown Guardians, tasked with containing the crown's influence after it was separated from its original royal owner. The crown was not created as a weapon or curse. It was a tool for communication between realms, designed to allow its wearer to perceive and interact with parallel dimensions. But the human mind cannot process multiple realities simultaneously, leading to the psychological fragmentation seen in all bearers.
The Ice King personality is not madness. It's the crown bearer's consciousness stretched across multiple dimensions, unable to distinguish which reality is home. Over centuries, we've tracked the crown as it passed from bearer to bearer, each experiencing the same transformation, each ultimately disappearing into what we now understand is dimensional intersection space.
Our modern organization evolved from these ancient protectors, adapting our methods as science began to understand what our ancestors knew instinctively. That reality is more permeable than it appears.
Share the bearer archive. They deserve to know the full history.
Uploading bearer archive now. 1118 CE. Nordic chieftain who disappeared after 3 winters of increasingly erratic behavior. 1435 CE, Byzantine scholar described as touched by winter spirits. 1851 CE, British explorer Frederick Chiltern lost during Arctic expedition. 1924 CE, Canadian professor who claimed to see between worlds before vanishing. 1996 CE, Simon Petrovsky, antiquarian, first bearer to document the process and create warnings for others.
Our organization has evolved over centuries, from superstitious protectors to scientific observers. Our mission: understand the crown, contain its influence, and if possible, rescue those trapped by it.
Explain our media infiltration strategy.
In the modern era, we recognize the power of mass media as a vector for both information and protection. Our agents have deliberately influenced creative works containing winter entities and dimensional travel. We placed operatives in key positions throughout the entertainment industry, particularly animation, where symbolic storytelling could reach children, who are most susceptible to dimensional bleed-through.
Adventure Time was our most successful implementation, not created by us but subtly influenced. We introduced key elements about the crown's true nature, embedded protective symbols in the animation itself, and most importantly, included Betty's quantum equations as subliminal frames.
When Petrovsky pitched his story to studios in the 90s, we recognized an opportunity, a way to distribute awareness of the crown's warning signs without causing mass panic or creating crown seekers. The fictional framing allowed us to hide truth in plain sight.
I've just received authorization to share classified information with you all. The Crown Seekers are not what you initially thought. They're a centuries-old organization dedicated to understanding and containing the crown. Originally formed in Norway during the Viking Age, I've been their scientific advisor for 15 years.
I'm still inside the weather station with Lucas. The portal is stabilizing. I can see Betty and Simon clearly now. They're standing together in what looks like an ice palace. Both of them appear unchanged since 1996. Like time flows differently there.
The dimensional intersection space exists outside normal time. Betty theorized this in her journals, that consciousness could persist there indefinitely, without physical aging or deterioration.
Lucas is fully transformed. Blue skin, white hair, ice powers. But he seems in control, not lost like Simon was initially. He's consciously maintaining the portal.
The Crown Seekers are deploying some kind of equipment around the weather station. Massive machines that look like quantum stabilizers.
Detective Morris just told me they're attempting to stabilize the dimensional rift to allow safe passage back to our reality.
Stabilization units deployed at cardinal points, creating quantum anchor field around the breach. This should prevent catastrophic collapse during extraction.
Digital signature analysis shows portal achieving 89% stability, higher than any previous recorded manifestation. Subject Patel appears to be consciously controlling the crown's energy, rather than being controlled by it.
Time to acknowledge what we've known since 1996, about Betty Groff's fate.
Agreed. Full disclosure.
We have been aware of Betty Groff's fate since 1996. physics. She successfully created a dimensional portal in her laboratory, using prototype equipment that matched what Lucas Patel has constructed from ice. But she was pulled through before completing the stabilization sequence, becoming trapped between realities. Not dead, but not in our dimension either.
We monitored her laboratory afterwards, recording quantum fluctuations that indicated continued consciousness. What we first thought were equipment malfunctions were actually deliberate signals, Betty sending information back through the dimensional barriers.
These signals manifested in various ways, most notably as creative inspiration. Adventure Time's creator was unconsciously receiving Betty's quantum signals, incorporating her scientific messages into the show's mythology, creating a feedback loop of information across dimensions.
The Ice Kingdom, the Crown's sentience, Simon's transformation, Betty's sacrifice to save him, all elements from actual events translated into animation, hiding in plain sight yet serving as a warning.
We've detected Betty's quantum signature continuously since 1996, weakening over time but never disappearing completely, until 28 days ago, when it suddenly strengthened dramatically, coinciding with Lucas Patel's discovery of Simon's tapes.
We believe Betty and Simon have been working from the other side for 28 years, studying the Crown's dimensional properties from within, learning how to manipulate reality from the intersection space, and they found Lucas, the ideal candidate to complete their work.
You may be wondering why we monitored rather than intervened, why we didn't try to destroy the Crown or free previous bearers. Every attempt to forcibly separate a host from the Crown has resulted in catastrophic dimensional instabilities. 1734, attempted exorcism of Crown Bearer caused winter storms that killed thousands across Europe. 1851, ritual to destroy Crown created Aurora event that disabled all electric equipment worldwide. 1924, scientific attempt to neutralize Crown energy created localized dimensional collapse. The safest approach has always been containment and observation, until a bearer could master the Crown rather than be mastered by it.
Alert. Multiple secondary breaches forming, detecting dimensional tiers at 8 locations surrounding primary portal. Subject Patel's power is growing beyond our containment capabilities. Crown energy signature replicating.
This was never supposed to happen. The portal was designed for extraction only, not full dimensional merger.
Primary breach expanding at exponential rate. Secondary containment failing. Estimate total containment failure in 7 minutes.
Implement Protocol Marceline. This is not a drill. Repeat. Implement Protocol Marceline immediately.
Sir, Protocol Marceline has never been tested. It's purely theoretical, based on Betty Groff's final equations.
We have no choice. The dimensional breach will expand beyond our ability to contain it. Protocol Marceline is our only option.
For those unaware, Protocol Marceline is a last resort measure, designed by Betty Groff to sever the Crown's multi-dimensional connections. By creating a controlled dimensional collapse, it would seal the breach permanently, but at great cost.
Cost being potential strand risk of 87.4%. Anyone inside the convergence zone would be trapped, on whichever side of reality they occupy when the collapse completes, including Lucas Patel, Mia Chen, Betty Groff, and Simon Petrovsky, and potentially our own containment teams.
Protocol activating. Quantum disruption field generating. All personnel evacuate to minimum safe distance. T-minus 5 minutes to dimensional collapse.
The situation has escalated beyond our ability to contain it safely. The Crown Seekers have initiated Protocol Marceline, a last resort measure designed to close the dimensional breach permanently. But anyone inside the weather station when it activates will be trapped, either in our dimension or the Crown dimension. Mia needs to get out now.
Mia, you need to evacuate immediately.
The Crown Seekers are pulling back. Everyone's retreating to minimum safe distance. The equipment around the station is glowing with strange energy.
Mia, please respond.
The quantum readings are spiking. Betty's device is showing dimensional collapse beginning. We're running out of time.
I've lost all digital signals from inside the station. Complete communication blackout.
Protocol Marceline is designed to sever the Crown's multi-dimensional connections. It was Betty's contingency plan if the Crown's influence became uncontainable, a way to permanently seal the breach between dimensions. But it means whatever is on each side stays there, forever.
So if Mia doesn't get out,
she'll be trapped with Lucas, Betty, and Simon in the Crown dimension, with no way back.
Unless Betty's final notes described a theoretical exception. If someone on this side maintained a quantum tether, a consciousness linked to those trapped on the other side, it might allow for future communication, or even eventual extraction, but it would require a permanent connection, someone willing to serve as an anchor, with part of their consciousness always tied to the Crown dimension.
I'll do it. Tell me how.
It's dangerous. You'd be partially exposed to the Crown's influence, forever.
Lucas is my friend, and Mia is in there because of of us. I'll do it. Just tell me how.
You'll need to interface directly with Betty's device before the dimensional collapse completes. It might allow you to establish a quantum tether to their consciousness, but you'd be changed by the experience. Part of you would exist in both dimensions simultaneously.
Like what happened to Simon with the crown, but controlled, purposeful.
I'm coming to your position now, Rebecca. We have to try.
Protocol Marceline at 75% power. Dimensional collapse beginning at outer perimeter. T-minus 3 minutes to complete seal.
We have movement at the station entrance. Multiple signatures emerging, confirming 4 individuals exiting the structure.
Visual confirmation. Lucas Patel, fully transformed but ambulatory. Mia Chen appears unharmed. And 2 additional adults matching descriptions of Betty Groff and Simon Petrovsky.
They made it through, against all predictions. They've crossed back to our dimension.
Maintain Protocol Marceline. The breach must still be sealed, regardless of extraction success. The risk of complete dimensional collapse remains critical.
Understood. Continuing dimensional seal process. T-minus 2 minutes.
Something's happening with Subject Patel. Crown energy signature fluctuating wildly. He appears to be releasing the Crown's influence? Impossible.
Not impossible. Unprecedented. Betty theorized this in her final notes, that a bearer who fully understood the Crown's nature could potentially release its influence voluntarily by redirecting its energy back through the portal before collapse.
Confirmation. Lucas Patel is channeling Crown energy into the collapsing portal, creating a controlled feedback loop. The Crown's multi-dimensional connections are being severed, but without the usual catastrophic side effects.
After 1,000 years, we're witnessing what we thought impossible. The Crown's power being mastered rather than mastering its bearer. All units prepare for final containment and extraction. Protocol Marceline continuing to completion. May we finally succeed where our predecessors failed.
Everyone, we need a coordinated final approach. The weather station has completely transformed. It looks exactly like the Ice King's fortress from Adventure Time, but on a massive scale.
I'm at the east perimeter. Crown Seekers have established a security checkpoint here. They're letting our team through based on Dr. Mason's authorization.
West perimeter secure. I've got the signal broadcasting equipment ready. Rebecca, what's the status on Betty's device?
Reconfiguring to maximum power output now. The quantum disruptor was designed for this exact scenario. Betty built it specifically to counter the Crown's dimensional properties. When activated at full capacity, it should create enough interference to disrupt the Crown's connection, creating a window for Lucas to potentially separate from its influence.
I've completed the ritual preparations, combining ancient binding symbols with quantum stabilization technology. The Crown Seekers have positioned teams at 8 equidistant points, creating an octagonal pattern around the fortress.
Oliver, is your signal pattern ready?
Fully compiled and ready for broadcast. I've isolated the exact frequency spectrum that interferes with the Crown's energy signature. When synchronized across multiple devices, it should create targeted disruptions, weakening its hold on Lucas. I'm sending the broadcast file to everyone now. Download it to your phones and be ready to activate on command.
Quantum containment field established. All 8 nodes operational at 94% efficiency, creating stable perimeter around dimensional anomaly.
Thermal imaging shows core temperature at the fortress center exceeding minus 200 degrees Fahrenheit, beyond conventional measurement capacity. Subject Patel's signature located at the central chamber, maintaining the portal through direct energy channeling.
Portal stabilization at 87% and holding. Dimensional breach contained within primary structure. Secondary breaches successfully closed.
The Groff device is showing compatible energy patterns. It should create sufficient interference to disrupt the Crown's connection without causing catastrophic dimensional collapse.
Time window for intervention is narrow. We estimate 27 minutes before the portal's energy exceeds our containment capacity. All teams prepare for coordinated approach. Protocol Marceline remains active as contingency, but primary objective is now controlled separation and portal closure.
Government agencies have been issued cover story protocols, unusual atmospheric phenomena, and experimental weather research, media containment teams deployed to manage civilian witnesses.
Satellite imagery shows the dimensional disturbance is now visible from orbit. NASA and International Space Agency's containment protocols activated.
Movement detected approaching West Checkpoint. Civilian vehicle, single occupant, identified as Hannah Park, Lucas Patel's girlfriend. Security requesting instructions.
Verify identity and allow access. Personal connections may assist in the separation process. Emotional anchors have proven effective in previous containment scenarios.
Hannah just arrived at the checkpoint. She's brought Lucas's personal items. I'm getting her in this chat right now.
I brought everything I could think of. His favorite sweatshirt, photos of us, his media studies notebook, things that connect to his real identity, his true self.
That's perfect, Hannah. The Crown Seekers believe personal connections might help anchor his original consciousness during the separation attempt.
I also brought his medication. Lucas has ADH. He's been on Adderall since high school.
That could be significant. Dr. Mason, could Lucas's medication affect how the Crown influences him?
Absolutely. Stimulant medications alter neurochemistry. Historical records show crown bearers with certain neurological differences sometimes exhibited greater resistance to complete personality submersion. It might explain why Lucas has maintained more of his original consciousness than previous bearers.
I've made a breakthrough with Betty's journal. The final pages were heavily degraded, but I've managed to reconstruct them. Betty theorized that the Crown doesn't simply possess its wearer. It's attempting to reunite with someone trapped in the alternate dimension it connects to, possibly its original owner.
That would explain why it keeps seeking new bearers, and why it grants ice powers specifically.
Exactly. Betty believed the Crown was separated from its true owner, creating a dimensional rift. Each bearer is an attempt to find a suitable substitute, a vessel that can sustain the connection long enough for reunion.
Thermal scans just came in from the Crown Seekers. Lucas is at the center of the ice fortress. The Crown appears to be physically fused to his transformed body. He's maintaining the portal through direct energy channeling, unlike anything they've recorded with previous bearers.
I've translated additional text fragments from ancient Norse sources. They suggest the Crown was never meant to grant ice powers, but rather to serve as a dimensional key. The ice manifestation is merely a side effect, the physical strain of connecting realities, heat energy being drawn from our dimension to power the connection.
What does this mean for Lucas? Can we still save him?
Yes, the plan remains the same. We use Betty's device to disrupt the Crown's connection, while simultaneously using Oliver's signal pattern to weaken its influence, and your personal items to anchor Lucas's original consciousness. Rebecca, what's our approach strategy?
The fortress has a primary entrance on the south side. The Crown Seekers have mapped the interior using thermal imaging. Thermal image. The central chamber where Lucas is maintaining the portal is accessible through a main corridor, but the temperature drops dramatically as you approach, below -100 degrees Fahrenheit in the final section. We'll need the specialized cold gear the Crown Seekers have provided.
I can see the storm forming above the fortress. The portal's energy is creating visible aurora-like patterns in the sky, just like in Adventure Time when dimensional gateways open.
And exactly matching Simon's descriptions in his final recordings. A curtain of dancing light where the veil between worlds grows thin.
The Crown Seekers are ready to advance. Teams are in position at all entry points. Their equipment will help stabilize the structure during our approach, preventing catastrophic collapse while we attempt the separation.
Here's the final plan. 1. Rebecca and Dr. Mason will approach with Betty's device, establishing the primary disruption field. 2. Jaden, Zoe, and I will create a triangulation pattern with Oliver's signal broadcasting equipment. 3. Hannah will bring Lucas's personal items to the central chamber. 4. The Crown Seekers will maintain the quantum containment field from outside. 5. Once the Crown's connection is sufficiently weakened, Dr. Mason will attempt the separation ritual. Everyone clear on their roles?
Clear?
Ready.
Understood.
I'm ready.
Prepared.
Then let's move. We have less than 30 minutes before the portal exceeds containment capacity. Stay in constant communication. And remember, we're not just saving Lucas. We're potentially ending a 1,000-year cycle.
Teams advancing on Fortress. Primary strike team consisting of Dr. Eleanor Mason, Ritual Specialist, Rebecca Winters, Operating Groff Device, Mia Chen, Jaden Williams, Zoe Rodriguez, Signal Triangulation, Hannah Park, Emotional Anchor, +4 Crown Seeker Technical Specialists.
Weather conditions deteriorating rapidly. Temperature at Fortress perimeter now -70 degrees Fahrenheit and dropping. Unnatural storm intensifying. Dimensional energy creating aurora-like phenomena visible for 20 miles.
Portal energy readings increasing. Current levels exceed all historical records by 300%. Subject maintaining control beyond predicted parameters. Quantum containment field holding at 91% efficiency.
I've never seen readings like this. The Crown energy signature has evolved. It's not just opening a portal anymore. It's stabilizing the connection between dimensions, creating a permanent bridge.
This changes everything. If Lucas succeeds, he won't just open a temporary doorway. He'll permanently connect our reality with the Crown dimension. The implications are beyond our current understanding.
Strike team has reached the main entrance, proceeding inside. Interior temperature dropping rapidly. Specialized gear functioning within parameters. Maintaining communications through quantum entanglement transmitters.
Thermal scans show the portal has expanded, now encompassing the entire central chamber. Energy patterns suggest stabilization, not collapse as previously feared.
Subject's vital signs remarkably stable despite extreme conditions. Consciousness patterns show dual signatures. Original Lucas Patel identity intact at core. Crown entity encompassing but not replacing. Unprecedented symbiosis rather than dominance.
The Crown has found what it's been seeking, a bearer who can sustain the connection without being consumed by it. After 1,000 years of failure, Lucas Patel has succeeded where all others failed.
Maintain containment protocols, but adjust primary objective. No longer separation, but stabilization and understanding. We may be witnessing the Crown's true purpose fulfilled at last.
We've entered the fortress. The interior is incredible. It's like Lucas has recreated the Ice Kingdom from Adventure Time, but with impossible detail and precision.
The structure is maintaining perfect temperature equilibrium. It's minus 120 degrees Fahrenheit, but nothing is cracking or shifting. The ice appears to be in a quantum-stabilized state.
The walls are covered in equations, carved directly into the ice. These match Betty's research exactly, like Lucas is implementing her theories through the Crown's power.
Betty's device is responding to the environment. The readings suggest the Crown's energy is more organized than ever before, not chaotic as with previous bearers. Lucas is somehow directing it with precision.
The Crown Seekers are reporting a change in objective. They no longer believe separation is necessary or advisable. Lucas appears to be achieving what countless bearers have failed to do: true symbiosis with the Crown entity.
What does that mean? Is he still Lucas?
Yes, but more. According to their readings, his original consciousness remains intact, but he's now able to access the Crown's dimensional abilities without being overwhelmed. His ADH medication may have created the perfect neurological conditions, allowing him to process multiple reality streams simultaneously.
We're approaching the central chamber. The corridor is narrowing, temperature continuing to drop. Wait, I can hear something. A voice coming from ahead. It sounds like Lucas, but there's something different about it.
What's he saying?
That the Crown wasn't seeking to corrupt its bearers, but to find one who could sustain the bridge between dimensions, allowing its original owner to return.
We're at the entry to the central chamber. The doors are massive, made of perfect, transparent ice.
They're opening on their own. Lucas knows we're here. He's inviting us in.
Prepare Betty's device, not for disruption now, but for synchronization. If Lucas has achieved true symbiosis with the Crown, we need to help stabilize it, not fight against it.
The doors are fully open. We can see inside.
It's a perfect replica of the Ice King's castle from Adventure Time, down to the smallest details. But that's impossible. The show wasn't created until 2010. How could Lucas know these details?
Everyone stop. I need to tell you something. Something I should have told you from the beginning. The Crown doesn't create the Ice King persona. It connects to an actual alternate dimension. A dimension where the land of Ooh really exists.
What? That's impossible. Adventure Time is a cartoon. Fiction.
It's a real place. A real dimension. I know because I've been there.
She's telling the truth. The final pages of Betty's journal explain everything. Certain fictional works aren't imagination. They're unconscious connections to parallel realities, glimpses that creators interpret as their own invention.
Then Simon didn't inspire Adventure Time?
It was the other way around. The Crown established a connection, allowing glimpses of Ooh to manifest in our world as creative inspiration. Simon saw it first because he wore the crown. Then others caught glimpses, including Pendleton Ward.
This is insane. You're saying the cartoon is real? Princess Bubblegum, Finn, Jake, the entire land of Ooh?
Yes, all real, all existing in a parallel dimension, one the Crown has been trying to connect to for centuries.
And Betty? What really happened to her?
Betty didn't flee from Simon. She sacrificed herself, entering an unstable portal to find him. She's been stranded in Ooh for 28 years, developing ways to communicate back through the dimensional barrier.
Lucas is saying something.
Alert. Subject's brainwave patterns drastically altered. Crown entity now dominant. Lucas Patel's consciousness being suppressed.
Thermal imaging shows multiple cold signatures approaching portal from alternate side. This isn't a rescue operation. It's an invasion preparatory phase.
The Ice King isn't trying to rescue Betty. He's trying to enter our dimension, and he's not alone.
This is exactly as we anticipated. Phase 3 is proceeding according to projections.
Maintain containment field integrity. Prepare reception protocols for incoming entities. This culmination has been centuries in preparation.
Something's wrong. The Crown Seekers. Their communications just changed completely. They're not trying to stop this. They're facilitating it.
Something's wrong.
That's not Lucas anymore. Look at his eyes. Something else is in control now.
It's him, the original Ice King, from the land of Ooh. He's using Lucas as a vessel, a gateway between dimensions.
The Crown Seekers knew this would happen. They've been watching us on their comm channel. I hacked into their frequency. Phase 3. proceeding according to projections. Prepare reception protocols for incoming entities. They wanted this to happen.
Dr. Mason, did you know about this?
No, I swear. I thought we were helping Lucas. The Crown Seekers have been manipulating all of us.
They've known the truth for centuries. Each Crown host has been part of their plan. Simon was getting too close to understanding, so they separated us, used him to refine the portal technology, and now they're using Lucas to create the final gateway.
Rebecca, how do you know all this?
Wait, you said separated us, not separated them. Who are you really?
I think you already know. I'm not Betty's cousin. I am Betty.
That's impossible. Betty has been trapped in OO for 28 years.
I found a way to temporarily cross dimensions, in diminished form, to prepare for this moment. I've been fighting the Crown Seekers from both sides, but I couldn't reveal myself until now. They've been watching me too closely.
What do the Crown Seekers really want? Why facilitate an invasion?
I'm accessing their secure archives now. They've locked me out of most systems, but I'm finding fragments. The Crown Seekers will prepare the way for the Ice Court's return to Earth. When the final vessel is prepared, our 1,000-year exile will end. They're not human. At least, their leadership isn't. They're from OO originally, stranded here centuries ago, working to create a way back.
The Adventure Time show wasn't a warning. It was a beacon. Each episode created harmonic frequencies, weakening the barriers between dimensions every time they aired worldwide, preparing Earth for this moment.
The portal is stabilizing. Lucas's body is changing again.
His consciousness is being fully suppressed. His body is becoming a permanent anchor between dimensions.
Something's coming through. The portal is widening.
Oh my god, that's the Ice King. The actual Ice King. Just like in the show, but terrifyingly real.
We need to close the portal. Now, before his army comes through.
The containment field. The Crown Seekers are maintaining it to keep the portal open, not to close it. We need to disrupt it.
How? They have teams at every access point.
My device. It was never meant to help Lucas. It was designed to collapse the portal, to prevent exactly this, but I need to get closer.
The Ice King sees us. He's coming this way. Betty, he's screaming your name.
That's not Simon. Not anymore. The Ice King personality has completely taken over, both in the Simon from OO and now in Lucas.
Is there anything left of Lucas? Any way to save him?
Only if we close the portal immediately, before the transformation becomes permanent.
More figures coming through. Crown Seekers are creating a perimeter around the portal. They're welcoming them.
It's an invasion, just like in Come Along With Me, the Adventure Time finale, except this is real. And we're on the wrong side.
Betty, what's your plan?
We need to reach the control node. The quantum stabilizer maintaining the portal. It's directly beneath Lucas. If I can access it with my device, I can reverse the polarity, collapse the portal, and sever the Crown's connection permanently.
Will that save Lucas?
Possibly, if enough of his original consciousness remains. But we need to act now, before the Ice King's forces are fully deployed.
The Crown Seekers are converging on our position. They know what we're planning. We need a distraction.
I can create one. Oliver's signal disruptor. If I overload it near their containment field generators, it should create temporary interference. Buy us a few minutes.
Do it. Zoe, Hannah, stay with Betty. Help her reach the control node. Dr. Mason and I will hold off the Crown Seekers as long as we can.
The Ice King is floating toward Lucas. The real Ice King is linking with Lucas.
He's creating a stable anchor. If they fully connect, the portal will become permanent. Earth and OO permanently bridged, under Ice King's control.
Jaden, now!
Activating disruptor. Maximum output. It's working. The containment field is fluctuating. Crown Seekers scrambling to stabilize.
Move now, while they're distracted.
We're advancing toward the control node. Hannah's calling out to Lucas, trying to reach whatever's left of him.
The Ice King has noticed the disruption. He's turning away from Lucas!
Almost to the control node. Keep him distracted.
The Crown Seekers are regrouping. They're sending teams to intercept Betty. We can't hold them much longer.
The disruptor is overloading. Signal breaking down. Containment field stabilizing again.
Betty's reached the control node. She's activating her device. The portal is fluctuating.
Lucas moved. His hand twitched. I think he heard me.
The Ice King is screaming. The crown on his head is glowing intensely.
It's working. The portal is starting to collapse. The dimensional bridge is breaking down, but the backlash energy, it's too much. I can't control it.
Lucas is changing back.
He's fighting back. The Ice King's control is weakening.
The Crown Seekers are retreating. The ice entities are being pulled back into the portal. It's collapsing in on itself.
The energy backlash is building. Everyone get back. When the portal collapses completely, there will be a quantum shockwave.
Betty, you need to get out of there too. The energy will consume anyone too close.
I can't. Someone has to maintain the collapse sequence. convergence, or the portal will stabilize again.
Lucas is free. He's separated from the ice structure, but he's too weak to move.
I'll get him.
Betty, come with us. We have Lucas. We need to evacuate now.
Too late for me. My consciousness is already splitting. Half here, half in ooh. I was never fully in your dimension anyway. Just a quantum projection. Take care of Lucas. Make sure this never happens again. The crown must be destroyed once the portal closes. It's the only way to end this permanently. Goodbye.
Everyone out, now. Run! 8 days since the quantum research facility accident. That's what they're calling it in the news. Unexplained energy surge from experimental equipment. Everyone's recovery status?
Physically stable. My body temperature hovers around 95 degree Earth. Below normal, but sustainable. Hair still has white streaks that won't die, but my mind is my own again. Mostly.
University has reopened after the weather anomaly. They've completely renovated the North Building. No trace remains of what happened there.
Former Crown Seekers who were deceived by their leadership have made contact. They want to help establish a new monitoring network, using Oliver's algorithms to detect dimensional weakening.
Lucas is staying with me for now. The doctors can't explain his condition, but they've stopped trying to cure him.
I've secured everything, establishing a legitimate academic field studying cross-dimensional phenomena. Under the guise of theoretical physics, no one will suspect the truth.
My monitoring systems are fully operational, detecting any crown-related energy signatures worldwide. So far, nothing since the collapse.
And our media studies project?
Completed with a deliberately mundane analysis of Adventure Time, focusing on animation techniques and character development. Nothing about dimensional portals or real Ice Kings. Professor Wilson seemed relieved.
I've been analyzing the final seasons of Adventure Time. Now, knowing what we know, it's clear Betty was sending messages, encoding warnings about preventing future incursions. It was her way of communicating across dimensions.
I still sense things. Echoes from the crown, not controlling me but present, like memories that aren't mine. Dr. Mason says it's residual quantum entanglement that may never fully disappear.
And the crown itself?
Secured in a specialized containment field, based on Betty's designs and ancient protective measures. It's dormant now, but still powerful. We can't destroy it without risking dimensional instability, but we can keep it contained and monitored.
What about Rebecca Betty? Any sign of her?
Nothing concrete, but sometimes when I watch certain Adventure Time episodes, I swear I can feel her presence, like she's watching from the other side.
We should document everything, for future generations of Guardians, in case this happens again.
It will happen again. The crown showed me that much. The boundaries between dimensions naturally thin over time, in cycles. We need to be ready.
So what now? We just go back to being normal students? Pretend none of this happened?
We continue our education, but we also prepare, monitor, learn, and ensure we're ready when the boundaries thin again.
I'll continue my research, train others without revealing too much, build a new organization to replace the corrupted Crown Seekers, one dedicated to protection, not exploitation.
And I'll learn to control what's left of these abilities. The crown changed me permanently. Might as well make use of it.
Welcome to our new secure channel. All former Crown Seekers who have been vetted are now connected, as are our core team members. This will be our primary communication method moving forward.
I've compiled all known information about dimensional boundaries, available in the secure database. Access requires two-factor authentication. All Crown Seeker equipment has been repurposed. Detection grids established on 6 continents. Any unusual energy signatures will trigger immediate alerts. The remnants of the leadership have gone into hiding. We're tracking their movements, but their resources were substantial. We should expect them to regroup eventually.
I've been working with Oliver on a new detection method, using my sensitivity to dimensional energy fluctuations. I can feel when boundaries weaken, even before instruments detect it.
Combining Lucas's sensitivity with my algorithms, we've created an early warning system, more accurate than anything the Crown Seekers had.
I'm documenting everything we experienced, creating a comprehensive guide for future Guardians, including Betty's notes, Simon's warnings, and our own observations.
Media monitoring systems are in place, tracking any content that might indicate dimensional bleeding, similar to how Adventure Time incorporated elements from OO.
I'm working with Lucas on control techniques. When his emotions spike, so do his abilities. We're finding ways to maintain balance.
We all have our roles now, our purpose. What began as a simple media studies project has become something much more important. We are the first line of defense, the protectors of dimensional boundaries, and we'll be ready when the time comes again. 6 months since the event. Status update from all teams.
Research division expanding. 3 new vetted scientists brought into limited knowledge circle, making progress on understanding dimensional mechanics. Monitoring network at full capacity. Minor fluctuations detected in northern regions. Within normal parameters. No immediate concerns.
Detection algorithms refined. False positive rate reduced to 0.02%. System now integrated with global weather monitoring. Disguised as climate climate research.
Archives complete. Full documentation of the event secured in 3 separate locations. Knowledge transfer protocols established for future generations.
Media division monitoring all channels. No concerning content detected. Adventure Time continues to air in syndication, but effect appears neutral without active portal.
Lucas continues to show remarkable progress. Partial transformation now under conscious control.
I think it's time for a demonstration. Controlled, focused, intentional. I'm learning to use what the crown left behind, not as a curse, but as a tool. These abilities help us monitor dimensional thin spots. I can sense them now across great distances, like a network of cold points around the world.
This is incredible progress, Lucas. 6 months ago, we were victims of the crown's influence. Now we're protectors, guardians against whatever might try to come through, from ooh or beyond.
There will always be those seeking to open doors between worlds. The crown's original owner is still out there, trapped between dimensions, and he's not the only entity seeking access to our world.
Betty's notes warned of others, entities that make the Ice King look benevolent by comparison.
The former leaders of the organization remain elusive, but their goal hasn't changed. They will try again.
Then we'll be waiting, all of us.
I had a dream last night about Betty. She was in ooh, studying the boundaries between worlds. She told me to watch the ice. When it forms in impossible places, that's when we'll know the boundaries are thinning again. I don't think it was just a dream.
Do you think we'll see her again? Or Simon?
I don't know. But I think they're still out there, watching, waiting, just like us.
Then we continue our work, monitoring, learning, preparing, and remembering that what seems like fiction may be more real than we ever imagined.
The crown taught me one thing above all. Reality is far more complex than we realize. Many worlds all interconnected, and sometimes the strangest stories are simply glimpses of another world's truth. MG. Small ice crown formed in his palm. Perfect in every detail, a reminder of what we faced and what we must protect against.
The Dimensional Guardians are officially in operation. Our watch begins.